Hello, everybody. Good morning. Well, here I am in Fall Woods doing a morning live, checking it out, seeing how much different every part of the day in the fall looks because it's really amazing. The trees look different in different sunlight. And I guess instead of an intro today, the dogs have been racing around and playing, so I figured that they might entertain us for a short bit. um, this isn't okay. There we go. Okay, so I posted my StreamYard just in case anybody wants to come up on the panel and chill with me for a little bit. The dog, like I said, I'm on the back porch and the dogs are running in and out, having a good time. Hi, J. Brad. Yes, you are the first one here. It's so pretty out here. I laid down kind of early last night. The dogs wouldn't quit barking. We had a big bonfire out here, and Bicci's neighbors were here. Bigfoot. We thought he got lost in the woods last night, but he found his way back. And then two little girls that they have, and they were, anxious like kids are after they eat s'mores. And the dogs kept hearing all these noises outside, thought there was an emergency, so I had to keep coming in and calming them down. I eventually got wore out from that. So what are y'all doing this morning? I know ours weren't when I left, but watch when I get back, we'll start seeing more of it. They're really tall trees. Like at home, we have tall trees, but most of ours are shorter trunks. They're a lot fatter trunk with a lot fuller, canopy. So, yeah. I have all these funny shorts. You guys have got to watch them. Look on them. They're all like, I'm going to call it the Bigfoot series because it's like every kind of yard work thing that he was doing this week. I just happened to be on the back porch catching him doing it. And so I kept posting them. And one of them with him pulling the mower backwards in camouflage has like 4.3K views. It's insane. It's not even, it's just, I don't know. It's funny. So, and he was I didn't get a picture. Oh, I should have walked out there yesterday and got him on the quad because he was on the quad. And that would have been interesting to see him riding that. So that would have been a good one. Maybe I'll get him to do it for me today. I just got up and my cats have taken over my recline. Oh, I know. I was, yeah, we had all three dogs sleeping on us. Well, they do that every night, but yeah. At least last night I didn't feel like anybody was by my feet to where I could move my legs. Let's see where they go. They're probably in there with Bigfoot. Here's Emma, girl. What you doing, girl? Say hello to YouTube. Say good morning. Come over here where we can see you. Her t-shirt says small dog, big heart. Emma, come here. Say good morning. You say good morning? No, nothing to say. This is exciting for them because at home we can't have fences up in our yards because we lease it, and they're just buttholes there. But no, come here. No, stay. Uh-oh. Gizmo, come here. We got dogs barking at the front gate. Gizmo, come on, guys. Cookies? Cookies usually works. Come here, Emma. Cookies? Emma, come get some cookies. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. I gotta get him back up on the deck so I can. Come on, Gizmo. And we'll see if I can get him in here. Hi, Richard. Good morning. Get in here. Hold on. I'm going to mute for a minute. Sorry about that. Yeah, there's some dogs on across the street barking, so those two thought they needed to go up there and join in. Good Lord. Well, tapping in on it. Yeah, I will because when it says destinations for the live, you can push Facebook and YouTube. So I just did it that way the last couple times to see because some people aren't on YouTube and that way they can still see it. So I don't know. Buttons and me. Interesting. Emma, go back in there if you're gonna bark. Too early. Oh my goodness. It's amazing how much animals bark at each other. It's almost like people, right? Go, Emma. Emma. See, I blocked you in. You got to stay on the porch now. Yeah. A little bit ago, they were out there running in the yard playing with each other. Like I was getting back to saying, at home, we have like this rollout fence, and we'll roll it out and block off part of the yard sometimes for them to play in. But yeah, they don't allow people to have fences there. So kind of nice here because you can let them out either in the yard or up on the deck. And Bicci put a piece of plywood there to keep them on here so we can control the flow. And we've been having to like change the dogs in and out because these guys seem to be overwhelmed by her bigger dog and scared, so they have to make a fit. So we've been just switching them in and out. Gizmo, Gizmo, come here, say hi. You say good morning. He's the little guy in the orange little. I guess they call it a shirt. It's got a loop on the back so you can hook their leash to it instead of having it choke them around the neck because some dogs like to pull on themselves. Gizmo, all there is leaves on the porch, buddy. The other day he had one on his nose. It landed on him. He was trying to get it off. The other guy's in there sleeping with Bigfoot. So considering it was while we were in the van for just under 12 hours because part of that was sleeping, but the drive itself was that many hours, but technically to here would have only been about 9. They did really, really well. We drove overnight, which is a really good thing to do with kids or pets because they're used to sleeping at night. Unfortunately, you don't get any sleep, but it's a quiet ride. So they were really good. I had their dog cot with the bed on top. They laid in that, and then we had one of the dog car seats and one of the seats in the van up so that one could sleep in there. So yeah, they did really good. We stopped once, went potty, had some water, got back in, and didn't get out again until we got to Bicci's. So, oh yeah, and then yesterday, well, not yesterday, I think it was 2 days ago, when I was talking about my cruise, how wild that happened to be. The part I forgot to talk about was the end of it when we arrived back, because see, there had been that death on the boat, and I had called it too. I said, I bet you the first thing we're going to see if we're on that side of the boat is them taking somebody from the morgue, obviously, away from the boat before any of the other passengers got off. Good morning, Raider. And so that's what they did too, because we saw an ambulance pull close up by the boat. So, so that was, just kind of still can't believe it. But anyway, so you get off the boat and you go through the process you went through when you got on the boat. You have to show your identifications again, blah, blah, blah. Get out there. Well, the day that I got on the boat, I went and purchased my shuttle pass. That's to get me from Galveston Port to Houston Airport. Well, I did that, and I'm sure because I was just getting on the boat and hadn't even checked in yet to my room, that he had given me an envelope with that ticket for that, something that you show them. And I put it in my bag and tucked it in with my, all my documents. So I forgot all about that. You better believe that. And the funny thing is, I was out there looking for the shuttle. You can pick a time, right? And I was like, oh, I'll just do the last one because I'm not in a hurry because my flight's not till the next day. Well, I get out there and I'm trying to figure out where I'm at, which shuttle I'm supposed to be on. I don't even know anything. And they literally started telling me, she's like, well, do you have a ticket or a whatever? And she goes, I don't have you on our list. And I'm like, they didn't give me one because at that point I didn't remember. Okay. And so, but I had the charges from it and, the invoice number on my printout that they give you at the end of your cruise of all the stuff, charges you had. So I showed her that and they called somebody else that could find that stuff out easier and verified that, yeah, I indeed had, I had a pass. So got on there. Now I had met a really nice family while I was there. And we kind of hung out, ate together, chilled together, and they kind of looked out for me, and it was funny, but, I got their information, because they're just really great people. And two of them lived close by in Houston. So, I got their information. I thought, oh, maybe we'll hang out before I leave the next day. So probably the night before we were going to arrive back to Texas, I had gone online and found a room that had free airport shuttle. I thought, that's a good thing to do. But I don't know the different towns, parts of Texas and areas that are good or bad, because I don't live there. So I'm thinking, hi, Martin. And so what happened was I went to this hotel. Of course, I got there way, way early because, well, my flight came in at 10:30, or not my flight, but the shuttle came in about 10:30. And so I get over to the hotel shuttle picks me up, but I can't check in for 4 or 5 hours without paying extra. So I'm thinking, well, I don't want to spend any more money. I'm already spent way more than I wanted to on the cruise. So not even trying to. So I was like, okay, well, he said, but you can put your luggage here. So I went outside and I was talking to the girls, and then I texted my friend, and told her where I was at, and they had to drop their relatives off that had a flight that same day at their house in order to have a room. But she says, oh, I'll come swing by and get you. Well, when I texted her the address, she messages me back, y'all, and she says, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Don't move, but you cannot stay there. And I'm like, why? She goes, that's a really bad part of town. And I don't feel, comfortable you staying there by yourself. And I'm like, well, I'll stay in the room until tomorrow. And she's like, no, you won't. So I paid for the room and everything. Well, then I ended up going back up and asking for my luggage back. And then they came and picked me up. So I stayed with them, and then they brought me to the airport the next day, which was kind of nice because, yeah, it was nice to have somebody to hang out with and talk to. And they were really awesome people. They really were nice. And since I got to know them over 9 days. So then and I couldn't get my refund on my room. But I mean, I figured she might know better than me. I don't live there. Safety, she goes, you're all by yourself. No, we're not leaving you there. So I'm like, okay, well, thanks for looking out for me. Not a lot of people really care these days about each other like that, especially, someone new. But anyway, so that was the on the way back story. Um, as far as the rest of it went, the flights and everything went really smooth and everything. I got home really, really late though. We were a little bit delayed getting back because I don't know if they had like one plane that was late and unboarding the flight before us or something. They had to do something. So, but anyway, I'm okay with waiting as long as safety's first, right? Um, Emma, stop. Oh, sorry, Bicci just surprised them and they got scared. She came out from behind the house and they were like, ah. Sorry, it's funny, but animals get scared too. What? That's Bicci, y'all. Let's look at them acting like they're gonna get somebody. Hey, come on, let's go in. Go. Come on, let's go. Go in. All right, you're fired now. Okay, we'll put them in there because that's just, oh my gosh. All right, they're tucked away. I don't know. They get startled easily. I don't know what it is, but if someone walks up suddenly, even we do. But man, they get freaked out. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, ferocious, right? They think they are, but they're not. Bicci's dog's so much bigger than them. They saw her, she started running after him just to play because she's still young, right? And they were like, oh my gosh. So pretty, guys. There's these like big, massive, like fuller trees, like where their like trunk is short but very wide, and then very like almost just like a big, huge, almost like an orange. This one, and it was almost all orange, but it was ginormous. I got some really good pictures of them. I'll have to post those too. Our trees really hadn't started changing at home. Now this one, out of all these out here, is probably the biggest trunk. I would say, yeah, yeah, and then it's quite full, right? But then some of these, you've got really tall, long trunks, and then all your foliage at the top. Of course, you got to remember that a lot of that's fallen off already. I would have loved to have gotten out here like a week earlier. When now these out here are a little fuller, right? But a week earlier, I would have before the rest of them came off. It would have been, a little fuller. Some over there too. Yeah, but yeah. I got to call the insurance company and do my claim on the deer accident situation. If none of you heard about that, that concurred when we didn't even get out of our own state. We were literally about to cross the bridge to the next state. And it was just, yeah. I mean, I feel like I got like whiplash, but sideways instead of front to back. Yeah, it was a little bit scary. My heart was racing. You know how you get when you're like, holy crap, it could have been worse. But yeah, we've had the van, I don't know, almost 4 years, just about, well, maybe. And we've drove all over, traveled, we go pick up his kiddos for visits with it. Never had a problem with the deer or anything, but we don't do a lot of traveling at night either. We do most day driving on trips. So there's that, because I never used to like to drive at night on long trips because you just don't know. And out along here between, let's say, like Indiana and Michigan, you have a whole lot of areas where the interstate is surrounded by massive woods. Okay. So that's where you're going to run into deer because it just happens. Okay. Um, there's not a lot of that where we live. It's way off of the roads. So it's not real close. So you don't see a lot of them out on the interstate, more like back roads at home. I do when I can, Benji. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, sure. If any of you guys haven't checked them out, I'm gonna call them the Bigfoot series. But I've got a bunch of shorts that I've done over the last 3 days of my husband Bigfoot, YouTube's Bigfoot, watching. I'm so silly. Mowing, raking, weed eating. I mean, it's so funny. Um, I did get a video of him heading to go get on the quad. Should have gone and followed him out there and done one, but I'll get one today. I'll get him to get on it for me. And we'll end the series with him on the quad. But he's funny. It's just funny. The other day he stopped raking out. He'd been raking for a while. Y'all, I don't know why I didn't get, busy at that time and do it. But I think I was watching something, catching up on some cases or something. And anyway, I said, hey, can you like rake a little bit more just for a few minutes so I can get a video of it? Becca, hi honey, love you. I miss you, girl. Yeah, we're gonna head back today. Wish we didn't have to, but hubby's got to get back to work. Can't miss too many days when you're poor, right? Paycheck to paycheck, they say. You miss them days. Yeah. So that's that. Oh my goodness gracious. I should walk through the other side and then that way. Oh wow, look at there. Oh, the sun's just coming right through the woods. Whoa, it's blinding, y'all. What would we do without the sunlight? Couldn't find the coffee this morning. Made hot cocoa. That was way too. That was not what I was. I was really wanting caffeine, not chocolate, right? Who wants to drink a candy bar anyway? So, excuse me. So I changed that up real quick. Found the coffee finally. Started all over again. Excuse me, guys. Need a swallow. So, is anybody joining me in coffee, or am I the only coffee drinker so far in the house? Oh, wait a minute, Martin. You got tea. I know it. I know it. I know it. So I don't even know why I even would think that. But anybody else? Becca, you can have a coffee with me. Red Bull later. Anything you got, girl. It's all good. Okay, good. I drink one a day. I do too, but when it gets colder out, I tend to drink it a little bit more than normal because I'm trying to get warm. Maria, hi, sweetheart. How you doing? See, now if I do morning lives, it works better for y'all. That's why I was thinking one time, I could fluctuate them. That would be interesting. Plus, it kind of gives you a different perspective of different times of day. Specifically, since I like to be out away from my house if I'm going to do lives. There's too much distractions in the house. The dogs have gone mad. I never know when any of the grown kids are going to pop in the door or call me 1,000 times while I'm live. See, up here it's full. The dogs were going off the deep end because Bicci scared them. That's what you missed. I don't know, Becca, did you see it? You probably just came in after they did it, but she walked around here to this porch, and they were like, "Ah!" She was like, "Oh my god." It's interesting what it's like when everybody gets shocked in different ways. Well, you know what? I don't really want to walk through the yard because I'm not wanting to step in anything that we haven't found yet this morning in the yard. So hold on, jump through real quick and go see if Bicci wants to. I'll be good. They're sleeping with Bigfoot. Okay, that was freaking scary. No, you're fine. It made it more entertaining for the live that they just didn't bark like that. Just Becca, she's on here. Hey, back. But I had Cam down because I was walking through and yeah. We don't want anybody to see our secret hiding place now. I'm trying to find right. Trying to find that stupid internet thing. I had it and then it disappeared. I'll walk out this other way, y'all. Internet. For some reason, it won't go when I hit the call button. It won't go to calling people. All right, guys. Sorry. There we go. So here we got some that have lost some branches over time. It's supposed to be like 80 degrees here today. That is wild. 80 degrees. I know. See, it was so warm last night. I thought it was like the best night to have the campfire because it was warm enough out here to where you weren't so cold. You didn't have to stand against the fire. That's the only reason they brought the kids over because it was so warm. Oh, and here we've got Lucy. Lucy, she's the one that the dogs seem to be scared of, but she just wants to play and run after them. So when we have let them get together, they just end up chasing each other. Well, Gizmo and her played a little bit. Gizmo and you played, yes. Don't jump on me, no. Just about to go down, y'all. She a jumper. Hey Maria, while you're on here, sweetie, can you do me a favor? Tiff brought this to my attention the other day. She said that there's something set on my chat comments that's keeping people from even making a comment that sounds funny, that isn't vulgar, like it won't allow anybody, and she had to keep approving stuff. I'm not sure. I don't remember ever touching anything that had anything to do with that. But can you help me figure it out? I did. I did go in and check on some other stuff, like for video, like lives and stuff, and I adjusted that because it didn't have anything clicked on. So I put, like I fixed that, but I don't know what she was talking about for sure. Do you? I'm sure you do. It's coming up like that it's set for children, or it's set up to where certain comments have to be approved. We don't want that. Yeah, we don't want anything like that. I have no idea. I didn't know that was ever like that. Of course, nobody ever says anything off the wall, but you know what I mean, really, in my chats. But Leanie's funny, and she likes to do, say funny things. So, and everybody else was just saying, like, what was it the other day? Jay Brad, or no, not Jay Brad, but Lunch Lady, or somebody said man eater, which is whatever. I mean, and that was had to be approved. So, kids setting, yeah, I know. Well, that's the thing though. I went in there and I must have been in a different part of it, but I didn't have anything set on kids set. I mean, I don't remember ever doing that unless it was set when I never knew about that part of it to get it set in the first place. I have no clue, y'all. I've been having a rough time. It seems like one thing after another. We all know what that's like, though, don't we? Bigfoot has to get lots of sleep so he can drive that long, long drive back. I can drive too, but he usually likes to drive. Besides the van, he's sat in the seat for so long. It's a Bigfoot seat now, if you know what I'm saying. It ain't that comfy anymore. Yeah. I told him, I said, we need another seat so I can stick it in when I'm in there. It'll fit me better. Block words, that's weird. Right, because I don't know. She said it's in the YouTube settings, but I went to YouTube. I went and tried to fix it there. Then I went to the studio and I didn't see anything set there that was, age limited or anything. So somebody, I guess, say something that's not bad, but was affecting it the other night. And let's see what it does. See if I fixed it the other night. I don't know. Okay, hon. Oh my God, that sunshine is bright. Sunshine almost always gets me high. Well, you know, I know, guys, I'm silly. It's morning. Okay, Becca's trying it out. But you're a mod, so I don't know if it'll do it to you. Did it do anything? Did anybody have to approve anything? Okay. Well, did I fix it, y'all? Do I get a star or no? Because I surely spent enough time going through making sure the things weren't set that well. Hi, honey. How are you? Kyle. Kyle's one of my sons, y'all. He lives in Texas now. How you doing, sweetie? How's the baby? He's got a new baby girl. Oh, well, she's probably about 4 months now. Yeah, 4 or 5. So is it okay? Not sure you can change. Well, right. Probably that's what it is, Maria. But is it going through, or are you having to approve those comments? Kyle, I'm in Michigan. We're up here at my friend Bicci's, helping her get her homestead set up. And yeah. And we hit a deer the other night before we got out of Iowa. So insurance time. As much as it costs, I actually get to use it. That's not what I would rather use it for, but I'm just saying that, once in a while when you do have a claim, at least you get something out of all the money you pay out, because that's gone up too. completely gone up in price. Over the last 5 years, our rent, utilities, food, and auto insurance has skyrocketed. And I'm so ready for it to go the other direction because, man, oh, honey, I'm sorry. Well, can I only see him, or can you guys see him? Because I have it destination, and it's showing live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, I think. Really, I know, and you know what? I used to have a lot of bad luck. I had this one car where I seemed like all I ever did over the time that I had it was hit deer, and it would just upset me so much because, and then both times it happened on the same side. And an insurance company only fixed your vehicle so many times, and the last time it happened, I paid it off. It was about 8 months in. I was enjoying not having a car payment, even though it was a really small one at the time. And I remember thinking this is not happening. And of course, when they settle out, they want you, the car dealership that was near where I had all the insurance claims stuff done. Oh, they're trying to sell you something. I'm like, no, I have a vehicle at home. I'll just put money into that it needs fixed up, some stuff done to it, and I'll just put my money in that, and you know, down the road I'll get a different vehicle. But at that time, I just wanted my car fixed again because I wanted my car. But you get over it eventually. Um, and then it was always on vehicles that I owed money on or just got paid off. It was always my better vehicles that would hit the deer with. It was never the older ones that wouldn't have mattered as much, right? So that was always my bad luck. But as long as me and Corey have been together, almost married 6 years, known each other 7 years, that we have traveled everywhere and never had any problems. So it's been a blessing, but not now. Actually, let's go out there, y'all. Let's go out and look. Okay, let me take you to the damage. I mean, nothing ever looks as bad as what it seems. I was just thankful that we didn't get so messed up that we wouldn't even be able to drive the rest of the way because we barely gotten very far at all when this happened. I don't know. I can't go through that way. I have to go through this way. Sorry, guys. But bear with me. I have to go through a different door to go outside. I'm trying to get to the front. I am on Social Security and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys do. Oh, shit. Benefits. Oh, you're welcome to see that point. My friend was. I just had to walk over a cord that was going across. Luckily, I looked down, y'all. Otherwise, you would have seen a flip flop on the. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting out here. It's a maze around here. There's lots of doors and lots of decks. Okay. All right. Here we go. So here's our driver's side mirror that, can turn in and out. And we got some horn damage here. So the mirror popped this out because he smacked right up here and he ripped this mirror slap off, right? And we've got some dents along here from him like rolling off our door handle. It's gonna have to be replaced. The glass has got a nice spot on it. We didn't hit him in the front though, so we had no airbag damage. Got to get new headlights. I got them ordered on Amazon. It's bad that when they oxidize like that. So this is what the mirror is supposed to look like, right? A mirror. But that's what happened to the van. And but we were thankful it didn't hit the front, didn't take out any of our tires that are new. And so I mean, it is what it is, but we'll take care of it. That's what insurance is for. Luckily, when we first got that, I only had like a liability on it because it's an older van. But then what we ended up doing was we decided to it was probably 8 months after I got it, I decided to add coverage, comprehensive on it, and up the insurance a little because we were going to go on a long road trip, and you never know what's going to happen. And sure enough, we got several rocks hit the window. We still have dings in the windshield from those. I haven't changed it. I probably will just do it all at once and just have them do that and all of it. But yeah, isn't that pretty, guys? I'm very short and they're very tall. Now, I got to walk back through to get back there. So that's the trick. Got Bicci's Mustang. Mustang Sally, won't you slow that Mustang down? Okay. I'm going to mute on the way through. Bicci's on the phone call, being respectful. And evidently, there's still deer hair stuck in parts of the door and mirror area. I couldn't see that visibly, but my husband swears by it. So I asked him. I said, "Well, you're the Bigfoot. Are you sure it's not yours?" Oh, I know I'm silly. Well, see, he came out and Corey was like dancing, what I call dancing in the street, because we're moving back and forth, right to left, trying to figure out which way this deer's going to go so we don't smack him the wrong way, you know. And it's always better to clip him on your fender or off to the side, not on your windshield or up over the hood. And he was going back and forth. And literally, though, here's part of the thing was also the fact that he literally, at that very moment, and this is just how weird life is, he was taking a drink of coffee at the same time. So he has this big coffee mug, okay, a Bigfoot coffee mug, by the way, I'll show you later, in one hand. And in the other hand, he's got the steering wheel, right? And it's pitch dark in the area we're going through. And it was just out of nowhere. It was just there. And it scared the shit right out of me. We're going all over the place. He clips him. I can see the fucking bull deer, its head, the horns, the antlers, all looking just right there in the window. It just happened fast, but it seemed slow, if that makes sense. We did pull off right away, make sure we were good to keep going. And but that really sucked not having that mirror the rest of the way, because that's, you know, that's your main mirror. That's one of your main mirrors. But anyway, so he just had to use mine. So the deer, yeah, he saw us. And you know, they get blinded when they see. And then the thing is, I told him, I said, it's probably because our fucking headlights are so dim, because they're really dim, because we need to replace the lenses, and because they're so dim, you know, that's not as bright as these new LED lights that you can see right on a brand new light lens. You know, where you could, it'll blind them really good. At least that sometimes makes them go back the other way or stay still. But no, he was like, I couldn't see you coming, people. It's game over. Yeah, it is. It really is. So I'm thankful that we clipped him that way instead. Um, but yeah, and there's a lot of Dodge Caravans around, so I'm sure that they can find us a mirror and do whatever they need to fix up. So the nice thing about it is deer or natural disaster type incidences are under your not collision but comprehensive, which is like the last natural, you know, things that you can't, like, there's nothing you can do about it, which is deers and different animals, that things you might hit like that. And so the deductible's really low. It's like 100, which isn't bad at all. Collision's 5. So yeah. But I'm just thankful. I mean, we were able to still keep going. So there was that. And then of course, though, the whole rest of the time, y'all, I had anxiety, thinking, oh my God, what else is gonna happen? Is there any more out there? You know, is this gonna be a thing? But it was uneventful the rest of the time, other than, like I said, the semi that clearly he needed to stop and go to sleep because he was all over the road. And after hitting the deer, I really did not want to try to figure out a way to veer around two semis, one crashing into the other, because my husband he likes to, you know, flow with the traffic. So he's pretty closer than I'd be behind any semis. I don't drive behind them. If they're around me, I get away from them and I drive away from them. So because I don't trust them. They can fall asleep. Their wheels, you know, the rubber comes off all the time. You see all sorts of strains of big pieces of rubber all down the highway. So, no. Yeah, they are suicidal. Jeez. But shit always happens when you got a lot going on already. That's the story. Wow. I know, right, guys? So, yeah, I guess we're going to head back to old stinky Iowa today. I call it stinky Iowa because, you know, there's a lot of stinky farms around there. There really is. This is really pretty. Fall's been really late at starting. Remember back when 10 years ago, fall would come, September would come, and about towards that last week of September, we'd start seeing fall blooming in, trees turning, not having to mow again, all those fun things. Yeah, but I don't know. And there's a lot less insects here than there are at home. I haven't came into any mosquitoes, but there was bees out here yesterday. They just not would not leave me alone. And I'm like, jeez, right? I'm thinking, well, just please. It's really not much there, J Brad. It's just basically farmland and corn, and they plant wheat as well. Ooh, we've got a black cat. One of Bicci's cats is creeping through the grass over there. That's funny. Um, Perfect timing too, because Black Cat and Halloween's coming, right? Um, but yeah, and so when we left, despite the fact that there's a lot of dead trees where we live, but out and about driving, I didn't see much fall colors at all till we got out of state, and then kind of started driving up along Lake Michigan, which is one of the Great Lakes. And so our route took us up and under and around and up straight up the lake, basically, and then we shot over this way. So um, on the way back, we're definitely going to stop off somewhere and get some good photos or videos of some bodies of water, at least one of those, because the other ones are kind of in the other direction. So we'll just catch it on the way back. I mean, what's a road trip if you don't stop and check a few things out along the way? You got to stop and stretch anyway. I always say just make sure you stop in a beautiful place. That way it's worth the stop. Yeah. So we got a lot accomplished. That's the important thing. It's you know, I've got to see Bicci 3 times now in 3 different locations, and so it's been interesting. And one of these days, I want to go on a road trip with her, and we'll start. Well, she'll come from here down my way, and then we'll go from there and head out west to Arizona and Nevada. Um, One of my favorite places in the world. So, I mean, yeah, I love the tropics, and I haven't got to go to all of them. I did see what I did see. I liked on my trip, but I didn't have enough time there to really enjoy it. Enjoy it, it's like I'd rather be on a cruise where you could go overnight and stay at your ports and have a choice of being on the ship or on the beach or wherever you want to be. Right? That'd be way more exciting because then you'd have way more time to like take it in. Right? It's hard to like enjoy all of it when you're just there for I don't know not more than 6 hours really. But yeah, but road trips are nice because you get a lot more. You can see a lot more when you're flying. You're getting there quick. But I like the road trips better. Don't like sitting in a vehicle for a really long time unless you have really comfortable seats. But I like what you can see because it gives you a chance to see stuff you never see. It's amazing how much everything's pretty much the same everywhere. Just the demographics are a little different. So yeah, there's an old snowmobile right there too. Of course, they were thinking about messing with that, but the house is taking preference over the old snowmobile. Some things people mess with you just can't fix. So, oh my gosh, I'm looking for my sunglasses, y'all, and they're on my damn head. Now that's just strange, right? Just keep looking for them. They might fall down on your face one of these times and surprise you. The sound of fall. Can you hear it? It's always nice and currently windy at different times during the day in the fall to get rid of all the leaves. And the more they fall off, the more I think of winter and how I just despise being cold. Do not want to do winter. I would love to go out to Arizona. I've been trying for 3 years. I wanted to go out there in the winter. And every winter there's something going on in the family or at home or something's going on that we can't get away and do it. Because my husband could work from anywhere. I mean, they're really short on carpenters and contractors out in Arizona. We've already kind of, with all our 5 years of traveling out there, done a lot of conversating with locals and people, getting ideas of kind of what jobs would be available and what, what we could do. Could he make really good money, if not better money out there? Because you got to weigh that out too. So, it's definitely doable. Um, because our visits with the younger kiddos are Christmas and then not until spring break. Well, that's basically the winter months. So we could literally go out there, do our Christmas, drop the kiddos off on the way because they're out by Wyoming, so they're on the way, and then head up to Arizona, Nevada, and then stay for the winter, and then pick the kids up on the way back home over spring break. You know, I mean, my husband's going to try to work something out to where, see if he can stay with his current job if he's vacant, absent during the winter months, and see if that's something doable or not. But it's worth a try. See what we can do with it. The whole thing is like, you got to make sure that, since you still pay your bills, if your own house, because we own our house, so we have to pay for our leasing our lot. But as long as all that's taken care of, right, and everything's winterized for the winter, it would be really easy to not have, like, as long as where you're staying at, not at home, which is out there over the winter, you're not spending a lot of money on lodging, which I already have that figured out. Because we've already done, like I said, the camping in the van, and any of the casino areas along Colorado River out there are all free parking for camping, which gives you a place to go right inside and, use facilities. On the other hand, if you want something a little bit more quiet and private, right across the river on the Arizona side, they have camping right on the river. It's absolutely beautiful. They're like $20 a night. It gives you a full site and a beach area for your campsite if you do the beachfront campsites, with full facilities and laundry. And then also, I get free rooms through Caesars out there. So there's 2 hotels in that area that are Caesars properties, and I can do free rooms. You can do up to 3 nights in a row. So we would like probably just, do those every once in a while and then camp the rest of the time, but it'd be nice. Okay, sweetie. No texting while driving, dear. Wait till you return home. So I don't know. I probably need to repost it, or I don't. Maria, are you still in here, hon? I still need to figure out how to highlight my StreamYard when I post it, because everybody keeps telling me to pin it, and I tried to figure out how to do that, and I don't know why I can't, because I've seen that before, that function. But I'll put it on there, like, like as a comment. So, and it posts it. Oh, it doesn't have it on there now. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I was trying to post something and I was like, oh, you hit the wrong button. I went all the way back. There we go. Now, see, I see it here, but you know how, like, when you're in different chats, I always notice that their StreamYard is highlighted in blue. Now, it only highlights like that for me when I do that. But that's putting it up there. I don't want to pin it up there, so that doesn't make sense. I got to figure that out. Yeah. I definitely know in the falls when I used to tend to have more allergy issues, and then like your sinus infections. I haven't had any of those in a long time, but have been a little stuffier than normal. Step right up. It's a panel on Wild Angels Buckles. Oh, you're funny. All right. Well, what I wanted to do was see if anybody wanted to come up and turn their camera around and show us what their fall leaves look like, what your colors look like in the fall. That's what I was really excited about. It's like a show and tell, like, hey. So, Martin, you could walk outside in England. Because it's a different season there. So it wouldn't be fall for you guys right now, right? I think, or I don't know. Am I wrong? Trying to figure it out. I don't know, guys. But yeah, um, some of the other ladies, I was wanting them to come in and show us their fall colors. My nearest tree is quite okay. That's fine. But what's is it the same season there or no? Do, 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 do. Okay, good. It's not so impressive. Well, yeah, I mean, and I don't know. The city that I live in, we had a derecho 4 years ago in August, and which is basically a hurricane inland, because hurricanes usually come across across the oceans and then hit land. Well, this one came from a storm that had been in down in the Gulf or whatever, and got into the jet stream. But anyway, we ended up getting 120-mile-an-hour winds, and it really just pretty much destroyed the canopy in the whole city. I mean, we lost so many trees. People lost so much stuff. It was like it was we the only thing we didn't have that was the same disaster as these recent hurricanes was we didn't have any flooding. That all happened separately years before, where the whole city flooded because a dam up north broke and the water came down and the whole city was underwater, just downtown mostly. But so we didn't get both, and that we were very lucky for that. But that was some scary stuff. I mean, I didn't know if we were going to have a house when we got home. We had a tree on it and a lot of damage. But yeah, we weren't there at the time. We were on our way home, and a friend, thank goodness, called me and said, "Yeah, where are you at? You may not want to drive anywhere if you're heading home because there's a bad storm coming through." And just about the time that they said that to me on the phone, we were checking our cameras, and all the electricity, all the power, and all the internet through the whole city went out. So I couldn't even, even see what was going on. I mean, I had to look at the storm footage from other people when I got home. We were down at Riverside Casino just coming back from a weekend thing. Had all the family down there, had a wedding, big old shindig. And then we had dropped off the dogs the night before so we could have one night because we'd had a lot of the family, grandkids, dogs. It was chaos, wild the whole weekend. So we were trying to give them, some downtime, us some downtime. So everybody kind of split ways that night, and so we stayed that last night by ourselves with just Corey's two kids. And I felt so bad that our dogs went through that. They're in there. That their dog, oh, I can't talk. That the dogs went through that storm without us. I felt so guilty. But when I got home, I think we finally figured out exactly where they had curled up to and hid was in the couch, because the couch cover there was like this tunnel through it and it was poofed out. And I think they'd crawled all the way up inside that, which is really smart if you think about it. Because had anything like the tree that was more in the kitchen area, but if anything had fallen on the house or anything, they would have been, cushioned in there. So that was smart, but it was really scary for them. And I felt so bad because we just literally dropped them off the night before. How did we ever know something like that was going to happen? Two of my kids were at the skate park, and it hit before they could get back home. And I was trying to call them, and you could hear you could hear the wind. I was having a nervous breakdown. I thought something was gonna happen to them. I was so damn scared. And my daughter's really tall and my youngest son's really small. So she was like, had him pinned. They were underneath this like bridge type thing with these big cement pillar things. And they were all up in behind one of those trying to hold on for dear life. It was the craziest thing ever. There's Bicci walking through the yard. But it was scary. It was scary to not know what was going on. And then after it was over, our neighbor next door across the street called and he goes, "There's a tree on your house." And I'm thinking, oh my God. We had no electricity. We had little ones visiting. We weren't going to be able to stay in the house because it was going to get way too hot. So we had to go out, and I had to pick up pretty much everybody in my family except for maybe one or two of the kids, younger kids that stayed with somebody else that had power, not in town. But we ended up, so we were going to go back down to Riverside because I had free rooms. Figured, well, guess what? Every single person in Sierra Rapids that does go there that has free rooms had the same idea. So it was completely booked. So we're half the hotels within a 50-mile radius, and all the gas was gone. And all the gas stations closest to us, except for we did find some when we headed south. It was just a matter of lines and lines of people trying to get in. So people really, really like spin out of control when there's a disaster. You know what I'm saying? And I always told her, because we started looking for what do you call it? A generator. So we could just stay at the house and just run the basics, right? I'd rather do that than just having to go run around everywhere. Well, they were all sold out. Okay. And so we were smart though. We didn't leave our food and then run away. We took our food with us. I took everything, all the meat out of the freezer. Thank goodness it was frozen. And all of like the stuff that would spoil, right? Out of the refrigerator. Put it in 2 coolers, and we drove around, and I think at one point, okay, the first night we went with so it was me, my husband, 2 dogs. No, the first night we didn't have dogs. So we just, the 4 of us went. We couldn't get into that room. We went to another hotel way far away. And then the next night I was able to get a reservation back in there and did like I think I used all of my nights, like 4 or 5 nights worth of my free rooms. And we came back up, got the dogs, got all the food, packed everything, shut the house all up, went, picked up all of my adult kids. So we had 7 people in the van, okay, and 2 dogs at the time. And we drove down, and that's where we stayed. And look, we were eating like sandwiches, stuff that you could eat. I was making ramen noodles with the little mini coffee pot because you have to heat up the water, right? We were roughing it a little bit, And then the next day we took everybody to a little town close by to a swimming pool so they could all go swimming. And I took to the grill in the pavilion and grilled all that meat up and got all that cooked so nothing would go bad. And we accessed and used all of our food. We didn't let nothing go bad. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. It would cost a fortune to feed all of those people if we didn't keep the food we had already and use what we could. So we made it through that disaster, but there's been a lot of them. There's been floods. We've had to leave. I've never actually, well, I did when I lived on the farm we did have a flood, and it did get in the basement and it was surrounding the house, but we did leave. And my brand new washing machine, I'll never forget it, because for some reason the newer machines, the computers were in the bottom, and the older washing machines, they were at the top, so they didn't get damaged. So long story short, my brand new machine I'd only had for 6 months was in 12 inches of water. So it was the other one, but the old one didn't get ruined. So I was able to still wash clothes, and my dryer was up on a pedestal. We had built this platform and raised it up off the floor, which, by the way, I had also mentioned, this was a long time ago, my first husband, I wanted him to build one for the washing machine as well, just in case we ever had water, right? Didn't listen. Anyway, and so I had just gotten that, and it was still under its own insurance, like coverage, but because it was a flood type situation, FEMA refunded me. So I got money from FEMA, and it was the price of the machine, what it cost to pay it off to get a new one, because that was the only thing that was majorly damaged. And that's what, so this was a long time ago though, y'all. They were a lot different a long time ago. Them giving those poor people out there in North Carolina, Georgia, and all those, horribly devastated areas, $750. What are you going to do with that? If you still had a home and it was going to replace some of the stuff in your home, it'd be great. But what are you going to do with that when you have nowhere to go? There's nothing left. You can't even drive away. Anyway, it's devastating. And all I can think about is just all of that, all of those poor people, and all those, thankful for all the ones that were saved and rescued by other people that cared enough to, save another life. That's amazing. Hats off to all of those amazing people, and all the amazing people that are still working hard to find people's loved ones, bringing supplies in. Yeah, it's amazing what we can do when we really put our minds to it to help others. So Make sure you always help somebody if you can. That's my virtue I've always lived by, wherever you feel like you can do good. And, some people won't ask you for help in life. They'll just, it's just, they need it, right? But a lot of people, it's hard for them to do that. And so you just got to kind of do it. Sometimes you just got to help them. You just got to show them that you care, and they'll come around, But yeah. Do I have any coffee left, y'all? Hold on, I'm gonna set you down. Oops. I hate it when you touch these damn screens anymore. They're so damn sensitive. Back in the day, you had to pound on them to get them to work. Now you got to you barely touch something and the whole damn thing's gone mad. I was looking for a tissue. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Like I said, I've come. I went to New York to see Bicci in April, and then we didn't get to go on the cruise together. But her living situation, she needed this change. This was the perfect next move for her. And I knew that I'd get to see her again because then she was moving way closer to me. So that was exciting. I was really excited about that. And like I told her, we'll go on another one. We'll do something better than even that one. Because I would like to go on one that goes down along Mexico and down that area to some of those areas that I've seen a million times on TV, but I've never been there. So someday when we're both, more situated and she's, settled all the way in here and everything, we'll do that. And it won't be during September. It'll be like a spring cruise is when I want to go. I spent a lot of time on the boat talking to people, listening to other people's advice about, the best time to cruise and the best waters. And it definitely wasn't when I picked, but on my behalf, I didn't know all that stuff. And also I had originally reserved the cruise for me and my husband because it was his birthday in September. It was supposed to be a birthday present. Okay. And he couldn't go because job changes. So then I was like, okay, I'll make it a girls' cruise. So anyway, ended up being a solo cruise. I made it through it all. Took me some time to recuperate. I walked myself to death. Wish I knew how many steps I took during that time because my phone, I used to have a tracker on it, but I don't anymore. And so I didn't have my watch on. But if I would have had that tracker on my phone still, it would have got it because I had my phone on me all the time. I think there was only one time that I was leaving it charged while I went to hang out on the smoking deck. You know? So there's that. All right, let's pick this phony up. Um, but so yeah, I mean, last time she was getting ready to move, and I wanted to go and help her and visit her. I mean, we hadn't got to see each other, so that was our first meeting, and then it just worked out really awesome for me and BB to meet because she lives in Texas. She was, beautiful person, lovely friend to come 4.5 hours to pick me up from the airport and then another hour further. And that was amazing. And we had the time of our lives. Oh, did we ever, for 24 hours. If you could fit that many things in 24 hours and have as much fun as we did, we really did have a great time. We didn't go do a lot of sightseeing and some things I might have wanted to do in Galveston because I think we were just so excited to be around each other. We didn't really care. You know what I mean? We went down to the beach. We did some footage on the beach. You guys have probably seen the videos. I've got, this enormous amount of dead jellyfish up on the beach, which I had no idea until I looked down and really paid attention to what I was looking at. Just knew I didn't want to step on it. The only thing I was disappointed about was I didn't actually get to see any dolphins. I was going to do a dolphin excursion, but then once Bicci wasn't going to go, I don't know. I just wanted to share that with somebody. I didn't want to do it alone. But then I was hoping to see something, at sea. And the one night that there was a spool of them somewhere, I was not out there on the deck, but my friends told me about it. And I was so disappointed. I was like, oh. But so this is my second time of meeting Bicci or hanging out with Bicci. And once in New York, we went to New Jersey to the boardwalk, Atlantic City together. Um, Out in the country to a property where she was at the lake there, the Sunset Lake, and then here in Michigan. And we just really, really good time. Amazing friends make life a lot more worth living, don't they? I'm gonna have to go wake up Bigfoot because he's have to be asleep all damn day if you let him. He's one of them sleepers, man. He's like, he reminds me of when kids are little and they go through that stage where they sleep a lot, and you're like, oh wow. And then of course then it changes and then it's the opposite way. But anyway, for him I wish it was the opposite way. I don't need a lot of sleep, but then again, I've always not needed a lot of sleep. I had my kiddos and that always kept me up on my feet. There was no sleeping, so I just got used to that over the years. Is their service pretty reasonable out here?
I don't know yet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm assuming it's like the same as anywhere else. If not, they do have Spectrum here, and I get Spectrum.
Oh, that ain't bad at all. Mm-mm.
Depending on what they think, yeah, just gonna text me back.
Okie dokie.
Almost made it.
Oh, that's right, because
Almost
the
made it.
blanket's not over the window. Because he didn't put it up last night and I couldn't reach it. I was like, okay. That is too funny. Y'all are so silly. They just bark. It doesn't matter. Even if we get up, or if we're sitting in the kitchen or something, then Corey gets up to go outside. Anybody that moves just gets up and moves, or they suddenly show up.
Take a walk.
They're so excited.
Gather something.
Okay. So, you hear them, guys? They're so silly.
They hate me.
Oh, I think that. Right? Yeah, I know. She kept trying.
Boys don't have nothing to do because I got a girl that they can't have nothing to do with.
It's a conspiracy. Okay. So yeah, Bicci's cell phone service is giving her full data, so she's having trouble with any kind of like Wi-Fi type stuff. So the other day we were hotspotted off my phone. We were, playing music videos and doing YouTube music through that TV and stuff and that. But it is really peaceful. This is about the size deck that I've been trying to get my husband to build since I moved in with him. Seriously, I'm not even lying. I think this is a 10 by 20, and we only have room for about a 10 by 15 or 16 because we need it to end so that when you're coming out of the driveway and then you're going up onto your patio sidewalk area, that it's not like too far over. But we have a lot of winterization to do, y'all. When we get home, it's work, work, work. I got to get the van in to get it fixed. We've got to tear off some more of the metal siding off the back and get that closed in with plywood, and then house wrap, and then siding, and then come back up around on the other side, which is where our bedroom window is, which we were having trouble with in the spring. And we need to rip that frame out. I'm going to have to rebuild that. He's got to see if the window can be saved. If not, we got to order a new window and then bring the plywood around that way, house wrap around that, reset the window or put a new one in, and then vinyl side that. So we've got a lot to do, and it's almost about to snow. Well, maybe we'll get lucky. Good morning, Tiffles. Maybe we'll get lucky and we won't have to, we won't have snow until like January like we have before. That'd be great. Totally. Oh, I can't. My cup over here. Tiffles, Becca tried it out earlier and she put some odd words in there just to see if it would act up, and I don't think it did. I asked Maria if she had to prove anything, and she didn't say she did, so I don't know. Beach, you'll be back around the corner in a minute. Earlier, the dogs were out here, Tiff. And Beachy came around, and they weren't expecting her, and they turned around and they lost it. It was like seeing people get startled or scared. They're so silly. Bigfoot's still snoozing. Must have been all that yard work this week. He's got to get up. We have to hit the road because I really don't want to be driving when it's dark again, y'all. Not even lying. There we go. Maneater was the one. Okay, let's see what it does. Yeah, I know. That's what I told her earlier. So J Brad did it then. Does it have to say she's a man eater or just man eater? Because I thought that's what she said the other day. Here's Beachy. Tiffles just popped on. We're trying to see if that weird 6-year-old whatever can't say it stuff will go away. Yeah, I'll get banned for life
Say something
as a
inappropriate.
chat monkey. No, you won't.
I'm gonna take the mini bike up for a ride to grab some.
Okay. I need to get Corey to get on that later so I can get a picture of him real quick on that quad because it looks funny.
It looked big.
He did, right?
It's like a kid
I
quad.
know.
Makes me look tiny. Makes him look whatever. To me, it looks big. To him, I could take the quad. Yeah.
Did it work, you guys? Okay, good. Good. That means I got into the right part, y'all. Uh-oh, my dogs went out. Y'all have to wait a minute. Go wake up Daddy. See, we have to take turns letting them out. So right now, Lou is out over here going. She's doing her thing. Lucy, Lucy, say hi to YouTube. Lucy, Lucy, hi girl. Say hello. Hi honey, how you doing? Look at her. Look at her. She's like, hi guys. I'm here. I'm the big girl. I'm the biggie girly. I'm the biggie girly. Peekaboo. And there's a kitty over there. Kitty's right there. Black cat by the tree. See it? Right there. There it goes. I think that one is. I can't remember. I don't think that's Farah, but oh, and there's Beachy on her quad. Yeah, you got to see Beachy. See the little lady. See the little gal. Here she goes. She's going for a ride. That fire was huge last night. My goodness gracious. There she goes, and she's off. Woo-hoo. Oh, she's got to get up to the gate and then take the fence back and roll it back. The dogs want to come out, but if I let them out, they're going to start hollering at her dog. And it gets loud. Oh, I think, oh, the cat's getting scared. The cat just took off running like a wildfire. See, and there's dogs barking over there. So mine will just come out here and do the same thing. I am not going to do that. Okay. All right. 1 second. I'm going to mute so I can wake up Bigfoot so it's not too loud. Okay. All right. The other dog came in. So there's 2 decks and 1, 2, 3, 3 doors. So we've been just moving them and rotating the dogs in and out. That way they don't chase each other or get into any kind of. Her dog's fine. It's my dogs that are scared. Be right back. Hold on. Oh, wait. Wrong button. Okay, guys, back. Walking through. Now I'm gonna go let these dogs out. I think, well, hopefully my dogs chase the cat, and her dog chases my dogs. So there you go. Oh, look. Hold on. They're all right here. They're all laying right there with Daddy. Here goes Gizmo. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get you. Bigfoot, time to wake up. Chop, chop, chop. Oh, you gotta go for a ride on the quad. We didn't get to see you ride in the quad yesterday. Huh? Bigfoot in the house. Wakey, wakey. Oh, the puppy's trying to get him up. Look, he's like, wake up, Dad. Okay, guys, you gonna go outside? Go outside play? Oh, here they come. It's the rumble. Here we go. Ready, guys? Wait, does she have the gate closed? Yes, she does. Thank goodness. I was like, wait a minute before I let him out. Let him out and they'll just run and keep going the other way. I ain't chasing no dogs. Come here. Last time I did, get over here. Get away from that gate. Gizmo. Oh my word. Come here. Yeah. He wants to go bark at the dogs across the street. No, I wasn't gonna stand there till he woke up because the hair will scare you to death. Bigfoot needs a haircut, y'all. Maybe he really wants to keep that hair tall like that though, so it keeps the persona up. Okay, sweetie. Come on, guys. Oh, see now here it goes Gizmo. The kitty's right there, and they see the cat and they want the cat. It's an animal world, ain't it, y'all? Look at him. Come on, leave the kitty alone. The kitty will get you. You guys couldn't catch that kitty if you wanted to. She can run up a tree in 2 seconds. Gizmo, come on over. Anyway, so you got barking dogs. Who knew, right? They're always barking though. I'm glad to know that mine aren't the only ones, but they definitely do it way more than some. Now, years ago, when my kiddos were little, we always had one dog at a time, but we had more like the labs and the bigger dogs. Yeah, bigger dogs. And let me tell you, they don't bark. They were way more quiet. Uh-oh, I hear the thing coming back. All right, hold on, guys. 1 second. I got to go rescue the dogs. Hey, get in here. Okay, she's going to leave it out there. Come on, guys. Gizmo, Milo, come on. I told Bigfoot to get up and get on the quad for us. He almost would match it if he wore his camo, his pants and all. They'd be like, there's somebody invisibly driving that with a tall hair. So I couldn't get through, so I just decided to go through the other way earlier because I didn't realize where it was set at. And then I let them out and I'm like, oh no, what if the fence isn't on? Right. Come on. Come on, Grumpies. Get up here. See, my female dog always listens. She just does. But the boys, they ain't so good. You want to go in and get a drink? No? All right, well, I'll leave the door open for you. I got him this really cool fountain, y'all. Fill it up. Got LED lights on it. So, like, at night, so they can see. Milo, get out of there! Get out of there! Shake it! Shake off! You dipshit. He's over there rolling in the goddamn leaves. Shake yourself off there, brother. Come here. He's like, no, I'm not coming up. I'm going to find another leaf to roll on. Milo, come here, you. Oh, my word. Emma, come on. It's really windy. Go on in there and get you a drink. Y'all are making me dizzy. I'm spinning in circles. Becca. You guys are funny. I'm sitting here chasing dogs around, and then I look back at the chat, and y'all are being silly as hell. I can't follow that. Right, the suitcase and the... Oh, I know, right? I'm telling you. And you know the one that's really disturbing me right now, y'all, is Leilani. She makes my stomach turn. Watching her whispering and writing things down, telling her lawyer stuff. It's like, but you know you did everything. So don't even sit up there and try to act like, and then grinning and smiling and smirking. Oh, I can't. I just can't. But anyway, yeah. Hmm. Oh, I know if Bigfoot had a quad at home, he'd be riding all the time, but it ain't no good having stuff like that unless you have your own little property area, to ride around or, at least an area close to where you live that you can ride. And that's not where we live. So I said, I'm not a city person. I moved into town because I started a relationship with somebody that lived there and I was renting my house. So we decided to move into the one that, is owned. Obviously that makes the most sense, right? But my house was set up way better than a manufactured home is. So I do very much miss my basement, my garage that's right beside my house, my big shed, all those things. But, the thing I don't miss is when you own it, you can do whatever the hell you want to it. And we've sure done that. So I wouldn't have been able to modify and build and tear down and reconstruct all the stuff we have if it wasn't my place. So, but yeah, we have a long ways to go. Like I said, the best party and most biggest party I'll ever throw in my entire life is the day we finish our freaking house once and for all. This 6-year project that's been going on. Sit in silence. What do we sit in silence? You're I was gonna say, when do we sit in silence? We weren't being silent yesterday. All we were doing was laughing. And at one point I had a pink shirt on and I noticed that my face was as pink as my shirt. And I thought, well, was it because I was laughing that hard? Or was it because of my pink shirt, it just kind of blended? These guys would be so much easier to deal with at home if they could get out every single day and run all over a yard and have, free reign to go. We have them on a really long tie out, but you literally can get fines. They love to charge you for more things where I live. So if you have your dog unattended outside, if you have your dog, your a thing can't be tied to your porch. There's all these rules and it just gets dumber by the day. So they want all your money and they want to put all sorts of restrictions on you. Doesn't that sound like life quite a bit? Yeah, does to me. Get over here. Me and my girl, what are you doing playing in the leaves? Scared the shit out of me. She's over there moving the leaves real fast behind me. I'm like, whoa. Go in there and wake daddy up. Go get him up. Tell him, get up. There you go. Shake. There you go. Get all the leaves off you. Milo's still walking around with leaves all over him like the fall dog. A reefer. It's funny you call it that. That's so funny. Here's Bicci. Stop. No, Emma, if you wouldn't have done that, he wouldn't have done that. Come on, guys. Get up here. Go inside. Go inside. Go get dad. Go. Go on in. Here. Come here.
Don't wake daddy. Well, get on in there.
Come here. Come on.
Go on. Now. Quit pestering me.
God.
Oh, piss heads.
Man. It must be the hat. How people used to say that?
Smell funny.
It might be my hat. When the people come to your house.
The guy come for a Halloween party with a clown wig on one time. My dog would not stop barking at me.
God, they just see things different than we do, obviously. And
I'm like, you're torturing my dog with that wig on. He's like, it's part of my costume.
Oh, that's great. I was out here.
The sunshine, honey. It's
no,
the sun.
But I mean, the fact that I can capture
it today here. I can't even believe it. Another beautiful day before the
calm before the storm comes soon. Fall and spring are really my favorite seasons, but I think fall used to be my
Look what
most
I got.
favorite.
I have a record right now. I have a record. Are you ready? Damn!
You collected them all. All the ones that got set down somewhere yesterday got recollected.
Oh, I should have brought my coffee. So,
I think Bigfoot has over 8. I don't know if he had a s'mores last night, but he definitely got into the Oreos.
no, I don't think he had a s'more.
And he got Bigfoot Oreos, y'all. It was called family size.
He only ate half of them. The rest are for the family. That's how I do it. It's family size, so I can eat half and give the rest to the family.
Right?
Yeah, I saw the big package laying on the table. I was like, oh, somebody's got chocolate.
Oh, you're fine, Becca.
Miss you back.
Might as well fire up the grill.
Right?
Well, we had a big old fire going last night.
All
That's for
3
sure.
nights we've had fire.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, because I said something last night about there's been a. I can't even think. Something about the fire, 3-night fire to represent the days of accomplishments.
We did a lot. Hannah came in. She said, "It's kind of looking like a house now." I said, "I know, right? It's kind of weird." And then she said she don't have no cupboards to her house. I said, "Do you want to take one of these hutches? Because I have 2 hutches in there.
Right.
I'm like, you want to take this hutch? Because I have another glass hutch too, my own hutch." And she's like, "No, I don't know where to put it." I'm like, "Oh shit." Pete said he drilled a cupboard to the wall just to have one cupboard to put cups and bowls and stuff in because they didn't have no cupboards. They have all underneath cupboards.
Oh, okay.
Up above.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I like the new look where you do the open shelves nowadays.
That's
I think
kind
that's
of what they have.
yeah, I really like that because I mean it just makes things easier to get in and
They
out
have
of.
a full restaurant kitchen.
Oh wow, cool.
They both cook like crazy. Plus, they do all their other projects and stuff. They need the facility,
I love Bicci's new house. She deserves this. Yes,
Who said that?
Becca.
Becca. You gotta come see it. Help me set it up too. Get your ass north, woman. I'm like directly north of you. It's only a few hours, like 15. 16, still 16 hours away.
I remember when we were going to come up to New York, and for some reason, I thought it was like 11 or 12, and it was like 15.
16,
It was 16, and I'm like,
oh, shit.
3 dogs and 2 kids, 16 hours was sounding a little rough. It was talking.
Tough ride.
It would have been a couple days to get.
That was the lake. You would have loved it. The kids would have loved it up there. Go swimming and kayaking and whatever they wanted all the time. I mean, I love it here too. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, next summer we'll know all the places to go kayaking or whatever.
I want to see Bigfoot kayak.
You need a big boat. That's all. Well, he might fit in my boat if he puts his legs up.
Yeah, right. It looked like a tire tube when you're just your bums in there.
That much room before my feet hit the front, but
there's not.
Sure there's like that much more for him.
So they probably have extra large kayaks
for
big people.
They do for tall people and short people.
Because I wanted to go on one at the Pearl Island, and they had them all pulled off into the up by the trees because they weren't letting people use them because it was you weren't getting on weren't getting on no damn kayak. There wasn't nobody getting on that thing.
Well, my dad sent me a message as he usually does. So Dad's message today for everybody. I'm just throw this in your live. Happy Monday. Blessings for the week. May your week ahead be filled with blessings of good health, strength, friendship, kindness, compassion, and love. And may God bless you and your loved ones and keep you safe.
Aww.
Boom. My dad sends me something almost every day. Make me feel good. Maybe you remember that I belong somewhere. Shit like that. I love it. He's so sweet.
Can you hear the rooster, y'all?
That's the Royal Black rooster.
It's funny too because it started about 5. So the very first time it made its first signal, I was already out here.
You were?
Mm-hmm. Because I was trying to get the sunrise through the trees, and it was really pretty.
comes up and goes this way. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's
It's
so weird being
moved.
here as opposed to
I
New
still
York.
think
It
we're
drives us
moving.
weird.
It does. And I keep fucking thinking we're going, I'm like on this like, what, a pedestal thing going around.
It's strange. Because there's no mountains around here.
So it's like when we were driving up here, it felt like we just kept going around things. And it was because we were going, they had us drive straight up along the lake. It was like right on the other side of whatever tree line we were looking at.
Lake Erie.
Mm. So that was wild.
To Lake Huron here.
Huron, yep. And then as we go back home, it goes to Lake Michigan's right there. Right. Yeah, right down there.
So we're almost above the Great Lake up here. Almost.
But then it's like the peninsula. It's almost like a peninsula like this, and there's water all the way around it everywhere.
Upper Michigan. They call it the top half.
The top.
Called the Trolls. That's the bridge. Is the Wackanaw Bridge or whatever, that Mackinac, whatever. That's a big bridge.
Yeah.
Mackinac Bridge. And above that is the upper part of Michigan, which they call the upper. Oh my God. I can't even speak. But we're trolls. We're down below the bridge, so they call us all Michigans that are below.
Okay.
Upper half trolls. I didn't know that until recently, but I guess I'm officially a troll now. Like, I lived on a bridge before. You dare call me a troll.
That's bad.
Uh-oh, what's bad?
Flooding in Tennessee, in Roswell, Tennessee. There's just been a whole lot of stuff getting hit over on that side of the United States, all within a 4-week period of time. So that's more than likely why we're all getting the weather we're getting. That's so abnormal for this time of year because of what has happened.
Down below.
The jet streams moving everything around in a really weird direction.
I can't. Still blown away. It's gonna be 79, 80 degrees today here.
Which probably means that
here,
last time it was this warm in October, we didn't have snow till January. Literally, it got winter, got cold, but didn't no snow.
Caterpillars say it's gonna be a cold winter. It doesn't say there's a lot of snow.
Well, that caterpillar can get on. I'm gonna get on that caterpillar's back and kick me ass out to Arizona.
They don't leave. They don't
Please take me.
He wants to get on your back. You take him to Arizona. You have a long fucking ride. You're gonna ride that caterpillar. It's slow.
I know, right?
Slower than a turtle. Turtles are fast compared to caterpillars.
For sure.
Shit. Did you show them the lights? That you put the little lights? You can't see them now. But
no.
They put little lights around the railing. Green lights, my favorite. And they look so cute. Little solar lights. They went all the way around. That was a long little string.
Yeah, it was. I was like surprised because it said that I think it was 32 feet, and I was like, oh, cool. Yeah. But then I was like thinking also the wrap, around, but it came out good.
A foot every time you go around those. It's about a foot, I'd say, at least.
He got them on there, that's for sure. And then I got this idea because there is an outlet right there, as long as it works. The fairy lights, so it's okay, they're rope lights, but they're the thinner.
Oh, yeah.
And more flexible. And we could plug them in there because they could be a plug-in one with a remote and run them on the bottom, and then you'd really be able to see down here because I like them for up here, but down low, you almost need the brighter ones so you can actually see where the hell you're walking, right? They look neat as shit.
It's still here when I step out the door. I'm okay. As long as it's still here, I think I'll be all right. Yeah.
Oh, Roswell, New Mexico. Okay, I'm getting confused. I'm sorry. So Roswell's flooding, and then it's New Mexico, not. Yeah, I should have known that because I seen that yesterday, and was surprised that somebody, like it's completely going back this way, then that way. And it is just crazy. There's some really screwed up weather going on, y'all. Things are happening.
We just pray for everybody who's in trouble or anything.
We just need to make sure that no matter what happens, even if any of these natural disasters come any of our ways, which I hope they don't, but if they do, paying attention to how people are handling things and what's going on and places to reach out to, it really helps just to kind of have a plan. They say everybody should have a plan. You know, I mean, we haven't really. It's been a little rough.
It's through your present and by the other present I gave you.
Okay. So going with how hot water hasn't been such a bad thing for any of us because we're looking at the fact that there's people that have lost everything, and there's nothing that compares to that, no matter what you look at.
Fire, practically, where you lose everything.
I'd go all the way out there. Like I said, if I was in better shape physically and help every one of them, I'd pitch a tent and I'd live right outside with them because, why not? Why not show people that, I can do this with you and, like help you. Because if you're going to go help people in those areas, you got to be there, and to really get things done, you got to stay there for a bit. But there's nowhere to stay, really. They've lost it. Everything's gone. So you'd be camping out, really, to do it. But,
Yeah, sure.
it would be great.
Man, look, Bigfoot were out at the fire till 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. I finally came in and made a sandwich.
And then he must have gone and started eating Oreos, and he done fell asleep at the table.
He fell asleep. I told him it twice. I said, once you're going to bed, you're going to hurt your neck, because he's like,
he always sleeps forward.
Like, dude, you're killing me. I walked in the second time. I said, you're going to really.
Yeah, he hears that from me all the time.
And then I must have went back. I went and got in the chair and fell asleep. And then the movie was almost half over, at least. And he was gone from the kitchen. He must have went to bed.
She said you got your natural disaster. It's called 3 dogs share and a Bigfoot.
Nah, that's a natural disaster. It was a good day.
We've managed to stay sane.
We kept busy. Bigfoot pretty busy. Yesterday we took it kind of easy. He did the electrical outlets. And
he kept putting himself out in the yard. We, just to let y'all know, heads up, we were not forcing any labor on the Bigfoot.
Yeah,
Bigfoot,
no.
Bigfoot was enjoying the outdoors, I
Whipping it
think.
with a chain, not even a whip. Whip a chain at him. Get it going, Mr. Man. Get your butt back up and go.
But also, he has been drinking so much soda since he's been here. He went about 2 12-packs a pop. The first day he came back 3 Mountain Dews, and then later he drank a Coke, and I figured it was because he didn't want me to actually count the 4th Mountain Dew. So he changed the color of the can. But I think that had him wired out, because normally he doesn't move that fast in the yard at home. I've had the girls on a call and showed him out there mowing. He's just dooting along.
He's just dooting along with my.
I know, but he was mowing backwards too. Some people, they just go up and then come back. Right. He goes up and then pulls back.
Oh. Yeah.
He's got a whole different version of mowing.
Right. Yeah,
it's funny.
The yard looks great, though. That was a duck. Those are ducks that just flew through there.
Are you kidding?
No. I'm sure they.
Hell, I didn't see nothing.
You didn't see the 2 birds just
hell
right
no.
From here to there.
No, and if I dare turn my neck that fast, I might be paralyzed, like I did to myself that one day. No. It's so gorgeous. It's basically time to take my sweater off. I really didn't even need it early this morning.
Almost time to take the layer off. Yeah, I know.
Uh-oh. Don't try to do that. I did it earlier, but I was able to go like this. But I ain't going to try it again because I don't trust it twice.
Yeah. Oh. So, yeah.
So, Tiffles, have you had any tea yet today? Or a coffee with all those amazing creamers that you have in the coffee bar? Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. BRB. Gotta go get the charger. Everybody wants to see you ride the quad. Okay. How to get the power bank. There we go. I'm done. Got one of these Duma Flinkies, guys. I'm telling you that they're worth every penny. I got one Black Friday last year. It was on sale like from 169 to 129, and then I found a $40 coupon off. So it was worth it. So you have those two ports there are for solar power, so you can charge solar panels if you want to charge this up. You got USBs. Then on the back, you've got your AC power, your outlets, and a DC input, which is the port for charging this. Last week, I charged my phone, Corey's phone, and 3 other devices off this before it went all the way down. So it really does work really well.
It's just so, like, so nature. Look at that.
That's like wild.
Nature. It's just a chunk of wood that came out where the bugs had chewed it. Oh, look at it.
Stop, Emma.
Hey.
Stop.
It's okay, Emma. She's your buddy.
That's wild looking.
Every piece has got its own character to it. It looks like it's
almost think of a rock.
It looks like a rock face.
Yeah, it does.
Native Americans use.
Go back inside. Emma, go back inside.
And their shelter.
Now you got everybody barking. Get over there. Get over here and hush.
Now, may I take like a crystal or a special rock and put it in some place or do something stupid, weird, whatever. It looks like Nevada.
It really does.
Doesn't it look
it
like
really
Nevada?
does.
Hey, you see that?
Yeah.
Don't look at my dirty fingernails and stuff. I've been cleaning. And my dry ass rough hands. That's wild though. It's pretty cool. It looks like an actual like mountain. Teeny tiny in my hand. Look at.
Oh, it's a flash fish.
Got the whole
J. Brad, flash fish. Flash fish. It's hard to say that.
Flash fish.
But yeah. So it's a little bit of a knockoff of Bicci, the Jackery brand.
It's got some weight to it. I mean,
yeah.
It's got a big battery in it.
But it's a 200 watt. Oh. Now I wanted to go up to like a 500 and then get the solar panel that came with it. I was going to do the Jackery last year, but you got to catch those when when the sales go, because they have a new generator now that they put out. It's a 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and they're solar generated. So you can either plug it in, electric wise, or yeah. Right.
You can wind it.
And I want to get one of those doggone things and then get one with a solar panel with it, so it can be. Uh-oh. Emma, come here. Go inside. Hold on. You go inside. Emma, in. Go. Go on in there. No, you go inside. Come here. Go. Go in there. Jeez. You got vicious dogs here. Yeah, flash fish. And they come in different, wattages, obviously.
So you can shut yourself out? What did you do?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. It was just sticking a little bit.
Gotta pull it. Pull it shut.
And they are, because I mean, if you lose energy, now they're nice. Like when we camp in the van, we do have, ports in the van, but if you don't want to have your auxiliary on, then use something like this. And I wanted it too, because we have a refrigerated cooler, and those are nice to have. When you turn your vehicle off and you're sleeping in it, you want your food to stay cold. That's the way to do it. And then if you want to, when you're driving, you can charge it, in the vehicle. And so there's many ways to charge it.
You can probably get a solar panel, plug it in.
Oh, you can, yeah. But I think I'd probably want to get one. I don't know.
DC input right there.
Yeah.
You can even buy these things now where you can wind. It'll wind and then it'll go into a box. It'll charge this little box, and the box will charge those.
Right.
The technology.
I had a really nice one at one point that was like a 5-in-1 type thing. It had the chargers on it, but someone stole it out of our garage years ago.
USB chargers,
but it had the winder on it. So if you lost all your power or it was low, you could wind it. Yeah. Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, we used to take this thing to the park and camp and beach and all that stuff all the time. I don't know whatever happened to it. I lost more stuff than I probably spent money on. You know how you lose things over the years.
Here we go, guys. I'm gonna cam off for a minute so you don't have to look at the table while I set you down. Or the wall.
Well, look at the trees.
Well, I've been on the trees, and I was like
Now right there looks like New York because of those 2 pine trees, but everywhere else.
Earlier, I was like listening to the sound of fall, and then I was like,
yeah.
And you could hear the trees blowing.
So when I walked over, yesterday I walked somewhere with the dog and I stepped in the leaves, crunch, 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 and I was like, oh wow, that's exactly what I thought. The sounds of fall.
Excuse me.
Now there are some evergreens there. There's a white pine right there, and there looks like a hemlock right next to it. And those are 2 hemlocks right there. Those are hemlocks. What's popular up here is cedar trees too. There's wild cedars right down the street here.
Cedar Rapids
right against.
Is, I think why they called it that was because of the river.
That's what I thought
trees.
for you. Cedars down there. Yeah, not up. I didn't know there were cedars up here like that. I mean, they're everywhere.
Pollinated.
Oh yeah, now
I bet back 100 years ago,
probably wasn't. Right.
Can you imagine how different all this all looked?
Right.
Everywhere. It's amazing to think about.
Well, this would have been all woods.
All woods.
This was a logging place. Logging.
Tell everybody about what you told me about Michigan. That about it used to be all ocean.
Yeah, this everything. All the soil is like sand and rock. It's all sandy. My well is only 20 feet down the ground, whereas in New York it'd have to be at least 80 to 130 feet to get water, just to get water. Yeah. Here you go down 20 feet, 30 feet, even, and the farther you go, the better the water, but you don't have to. 150. Yeah, well, because it's dry, right?
Right.
I mean, it's like, because we're on a big sandbar. Michigan used to be a huge sandbar, and then they just, started building on it, basically.
What the heck?
So my well, and it's good water. It hasn't made your tummy feel funny or anything, has
no,
it?
And I've made plenty of coffee with it. The dogs are drinking and everything's fine.
Yeah, I drink it right out of the tap because you let that pump bring it up out of the ground. It's cold as heck out.
Right.
It's crystal clear. I held it up the other day in this glass or whatever. And I mean, it is crystal clear. And it tastes better than New York. New York's water always tastes a little funky. But there's a big population there, a big water suit.
Oh, Bicci looks like a biker chick. Reader said. Why was it? Is it the hat?
I got my own shirt on though.
Yeah.
I'm self-representing today. Season of the bitch. This is from my old band. This is about 100 years old. This is me. Bicci's
not a biker. She's a quadder. Okay.
I'm a do it aller.
Yeah, I do it aller. She has a bike though. It's a small bike, but it's a bike.
Yeah, I used to ride. I can't. Since I broke my back the 3rd time, I can't ride no more. I can't do that. Oh, I can barely do it sitting here.
Right.
But yeah, I can't ride a cycle anymore. It's too much pull on my back. Just holding on, just sitting up, holding on. I cried when I sold my bike. Like a little bitch. And then I bought that little bike, thinking I could still do that. I could ride a scooter. I had that for 5-6 years until I couldn't really ride that. So now I got all these little tiny things because I can't walk that far, so I have to ride. My dog will walk way farther than me. So I just take her for a run on the quad, take her for a run up the road and back. She's good. I'm good. We're all good. Quad's good. Keep the quad running. I'll be good.
Right.
If not, then I got the mini bike. I got a little mini trail bike type thing. But we'll go through the snow and everything. The quad will go through the snow if I could get it started. Once it gets so cold, it don't want to start at all. And I don't have electric. It's a pull start.
No, it's the dog.
Yeah, the doggy's behind. Lucy's checking shit out.
They were over here earlier too. There must be something going on over there because they all were looking over that way too.
They were probably checking to see if I opened the window entrance yet.
Right, yeah.
The window exit entrance. Oh, I dropped the fucking box out the window yesterday. I had the guy to get it. Like, oh shit, here we go. There was a ladybug on the window, and I had a little box. I was trying to get him to drop him in the box to throw him out the window. I got him in the box. I went to throw him out the window. I'm shaking it, and it fell right out my hand. I'm like, Oh well, we'll get it later.
Right?
Yeah. Beautiful day. I'm waiting to find out about internet. They're going to turn my internet on the next day or two.
Hopefully there's nothing that needs done outside for that. Like, no, everything's good.
You gotta have your hot water hooked up before you get the internet.
Or vice versa.
Or whatever, yeah.
Maybe. Hopefully not that way, but
we need to put a huge dish in your backyard. You're gonna take up 3/4 of the room. You remember how the old time
yes, I hated
fucking
those things.
monster dishes
I
they
was
used
like,
to put
really?
people's yards?
I used to think, why do we have to have those when, you know, like the cable companies and stuff would have, like, in their, you know, by their places would have all these satellite dishes. I was like, okay, is that all just for y'all?
Right. The young layering has begun.
I mean, it really feels like more like early September right now.
You're like fucking August. Kidding me? This is July weather even. There. Layer up. I mean, layer out. Layer off. Whatever. Yeah.
Temple says,
Good morning, Temple.
love you, heathens.
I'm going back to bed.
The trial started.
Oh.
Y'all behave. Alrighty. I'm caught up so far, so
let us know what
I'll
happens.
catch up on it in a little while.
Lonnie.
She's making me ill. That's all I have to say, Tiffles. Just the stupid looks on her face and the I just can't do it. Her whole body language and the whole bit of it's just unnerving.
So it's Leilani today, right? Mm-hmm. Sarah Boone got postponed because she's such a fucking yahoo. I swear that one. I mean, how did she even make it through life to get as far as she did?
I wouldn't let anybody close me up in no suitcase anyway.
Oh, I would. You want to do it? Let's do it.
No,
Come on.
never.
I got one in the other room. Let's try it.
I mean,
mine's a hard case, though. I'll never get out of that.
That's just horrendous. I'm sorry. That's on another level.
Yeah, what? How did she talk him into getting in it, or was he passed out?
The original story I heard was that they were goofing around, playing hide and seek, and messing around, just goofing.
Right.
And they'd been drinking and
that
shit.
was her story because she made that shit up.
But maybe
to
that was
her
part
ass.
of it. Maybe they started out on this little
I bet
fun
you he
thing.
passed out and she put him in there and he woke up.
He would have to have bent his own body.
No, if somebody's passed out that hard?
If he was passed out, but I don't think he was passed out.
Been drinking and shit.
I'm sure that he was awake when he went in there.
Well, it's on video, right? It's on video of him saying, "Please let me out. I can't get out. I can't." Well, no,
yeah, you could hear it from her phone, yeah, because she must have been doing something where it was.
She's recording. Like, get yourself out."
I remember seeing that, yeah. But you can't get out of something like that from the inside unless they had a zipper inside.
I mean, unless you could get your finger through where the zipper is and push it.
I'd fucking find something sharp on me. I don't give a fuck if it was part of my clothes, something. But the problem was he couldn't move around in there to get a hold of anything.
You can't, not if you're all.
You're trying to make yourself fit in something just to see if you can do it, and the next thing you know, you're stuck.
Then you gotta try to find something in your pocket,
and then you piss somebody off on the other side of the suitcase, and the bitch ain't gonna let you out. That's just crazy. People out there lost their minds completely. It's like, wow, if you're mad at somebody,
he could have panicked and had it,
go on.
Who knows what happened?
Because the whole idea of it is,
yo, leave the kitty.
If you go through the whole process of doing something cruel to somebody,
well,
that karma is going to get you.
Yeah.
There's too much technology today for them to not be able to narrow down every detail of what people do. I mean, I've been watching the trial, and there's like every detail, every message, every single mark on the map of where somebody went, stopped, how long. It's all there. It's all there.
What are you doing, Los?
So
leave him be.
There is no hiding from any of it.
Come here.
I mean, think about it. You're inside of a place, and only somebody comes out, person come out with you, and nobody's going to notice that. Yeah, they are. And obviously that doesn't make sense.
No, they won't. Yeah, no, you gotta put a blind spot.
Oh yeah, come on in and check, and you can search my house. But they've already left out the garage that's inside the house and left away with something and gone. That's how easy it is. Don't leave no evidence there, but they'll find it. They'll follow the trail. The breadcrumbs will lead you to the place.
What, Will?
You gotta leave. You got something else.
She was chasing a cat.
I can barely see through these damn sunglasses. It really is, and I don't know. I don't understand it. I'm just glad I'm not around anybody that's like that, or have to been unfortunate to have a neighbor or some
How do you know you're not?
or some horrible thing.
Big suitcase. I wanted to see how much would fit in it. Would you jump in it for me so I can check it out?
There's more of a chance you fit than me.
Or see how much I can fit in it. I think we can test it out. You jump in, I'll zip it up and see how much room you got.
Let's not give anybody any ideas out there.
Somebody to do it again.
Well, you know how like when you get a little buzz, and we used to come up with, "Hey, let's do this." We'd always have these crazy ideas. Well, then
that's the only reason I'd get in somebody's suitcase.
I mean, I remember doing the worm one time when I had a little buzz, and I mean, I was young and in shape then, and you know what I mean by the worm? Yeah, the caterpillar. We used to call it the worm. The worm's this way, the caterpillar's this way. So we would do that, and girl, I was fine. But then what I didn't realize is there was a vent towards the end of where this open area where I was doing it. Ended up bruising my ribs, at the bottom of my rib cage because I didn't realize it was there. And of course, we were all buzzed and nobody told me. But that's a hard move to do, let me tell you. I don't even know what the hell I was thinking.
What are you doing?
And I know somebody's up underneath the deck, or the dog thinks there is. So yeah, so any of you guys that haven't watched the Bigfoot series, I'm calling it now, of shorts, check it out because it's kind of funny. We got to get him on the quad today, though. I didn't get it. Like, I don't know why. I saw him go to get on it, and then I didn't follow over and pan over. Well, I was on it short 60 seconds. Like, you feel like you're at an auctioneer trying to talk real quick.
All the way down, all the way around, came back.
So I'm trying to get him up so he can ride around. So we can see him in his camouflage one more time.
He was up standing by the fire, like we were both like standing falling asleep, waiting for it to go down, go down, go down.
Yeah, that's what he told me. I said, "Where have you been?" And I said, "I thought you got lost in the woods or tried to go find the other Bigfoots." And he goes, "No, we were trying to wait for the fire to go down."
That thing went in and back, and then Pete, oh my gosh, showed up, and they just piled on the wood.
When they did, I saw the look on your face like, "Oh shit, that's going to take a while." And you're over there just, you're gonna get up there.
Let's keep turning it over and cook this bitch. Yeah, they brought a bundle of wood down, which is fine. He said there's more wood. I said, I probably won't have another fires because these guys are here. You never know.
Corey loves doing fires. Obviously, you know that because I told you twice. And 1 month we got the fire department there. And the funny thing about it was, if I didn't always have my window always a crack open, I would never known they were out there.
Right.
But I kept hearing this loud. You know how those big trucks sound when their motor runs? It's just a certain roar. Oh, and I literally was like, "What is that?" And then I seen him talk. I heard some voices, so I went to the front because the first time he had the fire pit in the front of the yard, so between the driveway and the tree. Right. The second time he was in the back portion of the yard because he figured if he was back there, maybe he wouldn't see that fire shining through her window up where her room is, and maybe she'd shut the hell up about it, right? Well, but both times they were like, "Well, like going over fire safety and what not to burn. Right. You can only burn wood, blah blah blah." And then
there's no fire ban. There ain't nothing she could do.
12 feet from each structure.
Anything, right?
So those were those 10. No, it was 10. But either way, supposed to be 20 we have absolutely nothing back there, and the tree we used to have is dead. There is nothing there, nothing to catch on fire. But what he does is,
you mean?
Yeah, he sprays the ground with cool water every so often because the fire pit still gets really warm, even though it's off the ground.
Well, this is a stump we're burning out of the ground, so I could only imagine that the roots were all on fire up in there, underneath the dirt.
Wow, that's
so we were looking at it, and that fucking was just glowing last night. The whole stump. There wasn't hardly any wood left around it, and it was just one big ember, basically.
That's amazing. I wish I would have came back out to look.
it was pretty hefty bed of coals there. I'm outside. I'm going. This is when I'd throw like a burger or a steak on them
I told
coals,
Corey
right?
the
And
other
then
day-
I'm like, I gotta go eat some.
I told Corey the other day, I said, if we didn't have dogs, I'd send you home and I'd stay here at Bicci.
Right?
This is peaceful.
It is.
And peace, and like this kind of peace and quiet and things that are pretty to look at keeps my anxiety completely at bay.
Oh yeah.
Compared to being in this, like I told him, I said, I'm tired of looking out the window and looking at somebody else's mobile home. That's not my thing. I lived in the country when I met him. I've lived in a beautiful place.
If these houses didn't burn, the one burned down and the one just fell down, basically.
I just fell down.
Went over.
I collapsed.
I'd have neighbors right here. I mean, they're right next to me here. It's almost like a trailer park, but there's nobody there all year long. They come up once or twice a year, you know. Oh,
Well, that's one of the reasons why, like, I want to try to get our freaking house finished. You know, like at some point, because we could have already been to that next part of life. I'm anxious to get there because life is slipping away quickly. You know what I mean?
Don't even worry about where you're going. Just enjoy the ride. You know,
I'm enjoying the ride, but I want to enjoy the ride all the way.
Last 3 months,
Like
that's
what
what
I'm
I've
saying
learned.
is, I want to get
don't
my.
even know what you're
I want to get my last 2 rooms done and the outside of the house winterized, and then actually enjoy it just a little bit before we sell it.
All right.
Otherwise, I won't get a chance to because we'll be just doing it, turn it. I don't want to do it like I want a little time in that kitchen I'm designing. I've been waiting for that sucker for years.
Oh yeah, well,
if I had the strength to,
with my ex, I redid her whole kitchen. I did all the labor, did everything, and we sold the house. Exactly what you just said. Got it the way that she wanted it finally, and then sell it.
Well, what I want to do is
what does that mean?
Is keep ours and have it for when we're in town and we've seen my family, his kiddos are coming for, and then have some time away, at least 4 months for winter for me,
Right.
and be able to be out somewhere else. Because then, you know, then it won't be so stressful having to be there, but 12 months out of the year now.
Yeah. Well, some people don't have that luxury, so
no.
You know,
but I want to make it. I want to make it happen if I can.
Right.
The thing is, I know how to do it. You just got to get other people on the same page, at the same level, at the
same. Good luck.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it like that. Like, I've been working on that for years. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I've got lots of age spots over the last month or so. It seems like they all come in this summer.
Half of our aging problems are environmental.
Oh yeah, probably.
I mean, I remember living in the country on that hard water out there compared to where I'd lived before, where it was like real pure water. And the difference was that it started changing my hair, and I had to start actually not even washing it at home anymore. After a couple of years, I didn't realize that was doing something to my hair. And then I started getting like, you know, having to color,
right,
which I didn't before. I don't think I would have had to as soon if I didn't really want to, but that got bad. And then I didn't realize that was hard on your hair. So then I just started going to town and saying, okay, well, I'll just come up there and have you guys use your water then, I guess, because it's a little bit late. Damage is done, but yeah, there's all sorts of weirds. I don't know. I mean, the first time I ever drank that water would have been at the little cafe in town, and you could see like the film floating on the coffee. That's all sorts of particles, toxins, and shit from the fucking fields around that town. So they were saving money because I remember when we moved there to get do a new well or put a new tower. They were going to do something to fix all the water, and they were saved. So every time you paid like your water trash bill, it was these extra fees on each one, so they could collect that money over a certain amount of time and then buy that system and replace it. Well, I was there for 6 years and it never happened. So I went down there one time to the office and I said, "Can you show me the stats on all this stuff? Because I don't understand what we're paying into here. If we're paying into something, where is that something at? What are you doing with the money? Like, what's happening?" I don't think anybody's
when the union asked where the money went, there was lots of stuff that happened after that. Careful what questions you ask.
Well, no, I mean, it was just a little office downtown. They're like water department, their little city hall thing. It was the guy that runs.
They have no
like that.
overhead, but they're still charging them
They
$1
were,
million.
but they were saying, he said that. So I made him show me some stuff because he, when of course he probably never had anybody ask him, so he was like showing me because I was new to town, like what they're trying to save for, where they're at. You know, I just was curious because I'm like, I want to know what the hell I'm paying for.
Well,
this extra money.
And as a new community member, you have every right to know all that stuff. See, now there's.
But I never saw anything come of it, so I was sure that
I don't think I'm going
it
to
was
get
a
involved
ripoff.
in any of that kind of shit. From what I understand, it's a really poor county. This county is a really poor county. It's all, people live in small houses and all that. The average income is, $30,000 around here, which is not a lot. People are not rich here.
Right?
A lot of people on disability and all that other stuff too, just like anywhere else, I guess. But look at that. Yellow or the red against the yellow over there. It's just wow.
It is.
And when the sun moves and the trees move, it pops.
I was just saying, I wish I could have got here even a week earlier because there would have been less leaves off the trees, and you could have seen more how full what their actual fullness is.
Well, the red ones are the sugar maples. The orange ones are, or the red ones are the silver maples. No, wait. Anyway, there's a bunch of different maples with a bunch of different colors because those are the ones with all the sugar. What's the matter?
Don't mind it. I just didn't know your dog was still outside.
Jesus Christ.
She went by and it was like really fast.
Bigfoot actually peeked around the corner, like an actual Bigfoot over around the house, not from inside. Sherry just about jumped the hell out of her chair, scared the piss out of me.
By so fast it didn't look like her.
You guys, Sherry's a little on edge this morning.
Lucy, quit doing the
perimeter. Scaring her on
the perimeter is like all I can see is parts of her body here. It's weird.
She is brown like a Bigfoot would be.
Maybe she's Bigfoot's dog.
She might be Bigfoot's dog. I would think he'd have a bigger dog.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe he likes little dogs. Compared to Bigfoot, he does a little dog. Don't misunderstand me. My Lucy's only like a medium-sized dog. She's not tiny. She's not huge, but just big enough that she could pull me in the ditch and shit. She could pull the mini bike. She made me crash a mini bike before I left New York. She stopped and I had a hold of her with a hold of the handlebars. And she stopped and the bike went. And I'm like, what are you doing? I blamed it all on her.
She's probably thinking you out right now.
So you can't stop like that in the middle of going down the road.
Earlier took us, don't you wake Bigfoot up on live? And I was just pointing at him, but I wasn't gonna like keep the camera on him because he ain't gonna wake up just from that.
Right.
Like he probably knew I was standing there too.
I could tell he was tired last night. We were both standing there tired as fuck around that fire.
Yeah, but he could. One time I remember like trying to figure out if I could get an idea of like exactly. You can tell a difference between a normal person being tired and somebody who's deficient of different, things that they need in their system because of how much they'll be tired and then wake up but still be kind of tired or falling out.
Well, this weekend, I wouldn't blame him for being tired.
No, but he hasn't really done that this weekend. Like he does at home, but
he's been actually busy here doing stuff.
But he also doesn't drink that much pop at home either. He'll get a fountain drink. Well, then again, I don't know because he likes to sneak and do that too.
Oh,
we're trying to be healthy.
He's sneaking pop.
He needs water. I told him, I said, you need water, honey.
We all need more water.
Because your poor body's getting all that sugar and then it raises your insulin.
Oh, and the other thing about Michigan here, for all y'all, there is no water bill. You have a pump bill, an electric bill for running the pump to pull the water out of the ground, but you don't actually have a water bill. Like, okay, so I'm used to being in the city, though, and so I'm thinking water bill, but out of Adams, all you have is the pump bill, too. Once you get the well established, which costs us like $5,000.
That's because you own it. They're just like leasing the equipment to keep track of something. Or what is the deal?
Right. Well, here he put in his own well.
Right.
He pounded it down the ground, You just need a bucket machine and pound it down in the ground, and boom. You don't have to pay for all the equipment or the drillers to drill a big hole down to put the well down and all that to sink it.
That's the way to go. Do it
So,
yourself. Because if you can do it yourself, there's things you can do a lot
In
sooner.
New York, 130 feet, you can't do that yourself. You know what I mean? It's just not something that people can do themselves. So,
Right.
but so I thought that was interesting. I never really thought about it that way, I guess. But yeah, it's good water, even at 20 feet, because it's just a sandbar. It's all filtrated through all the sand that's in the ground, the sand and the stones. Lucy, you got your nose right.
Earlier, Kyle popped in. Because I got smart and realized that. So destinations where your live is going to show, you have your options. So I do, YouTube, but then you can push Facebook. Well, my kids aren't on YouTube that much at all, which is I think is weird because I thought they would be. But then there's Instagram and Snapchat and all them other ones. So basically, he popped in on the Facebook side of it.
What are you doing?
And it says, like on here, it has the YouTube symbol by y'all's names, but when he came on, it had the Facebook symbol. So I thought maybe that way my kiddos, since a lot of them do a lot of posting on Facebook, they could catch some of the lives. Sometimes I'll send out notifications to them just to let them know, but they all are really busy with their own lives and kiddos. But yeah, and if any of you guys, know of anybody that would enjoy the Wild Angels bucket list adventures and all the videos and trips and content, please share. And I'm still trying to get to 200 subs. It's been a long road, and I haven't been trying to get them create an everyday live or do a lot of different off the wall stuff to try to do that, because really I'm focusing on adventures and trips. So that's when I'm trying to go live the most, because that's when there's something beautiful to look at in content, right? Not just sitting in my house listening to dogs bark and people interrupting me while I'm trying to do a live. So, but I would like to eventually, get my numbers up there. I did get about 12 to 15 new subs while I was on the boat. And then, a few maybe went on after because they were busy on the boat. But that was just through word of mouth, talking to them, just sharing my experience with them. And so it's a different way of doing things than the typical, right? Yeah, because this is all about adventures, friendships, family, people getting to do things on their bucket list and sharing it. I'd like to really start to get more people in though, and hear other people's stories, their adventures, and get, have a nice panel where everybody gets to go around and talk about because everybody's been somewhere different. We've all been places someone else hasn't been. And that's what this is all about, is, sharing those moments, because, yeah, it's live. It's live sharing, which is exciting because that's the new thing nowadays, right? I'm not watching it on a VCR tape or on an old TV channel, right? It's all modern. So we roll with it. But yeah, I know I one time I think I did a live way back when I first started and said, what's on your bucket list? So I'll probably periodically be going on, and I'll pop one in like that once in a while to see if people want to come and share. It just depends on, I said, when you go live, what time of day, what people are doing, if they're busy, and you just kind of goof around with the time a little bit to see, but try to catch more people. I did want to try to do a morning live yesterday, but we all kind of got a late start, and then we were eating breakfast later. So then the day just started and we got busy. And so I was like, then it got kind of dark, and I'm like, yeah, still want people to see the daytime trees. So yeah. Sun's over here now. It started way over there, and then it's moved all the way over. Now it's almost to my right shoulder.
Actually in front of me going.
Yeah.
11:11. Make a wish. 11:11. Hope we have a beautiful day, beautiful ride home. Everything's cool. And we all get home and get some rest, because I know you guys are tired. I know I'm tired. As soon as you guys hit the road, I'm going to be like, Come on, Lou. What these guys did me was real big solid, coming up and helping me get some shit together.
I know, Becca. Getting some phone calls made too. Yeah, I know. I got to do one too. Called insurance company.
I'm waiting on the interneters. Get some internets going. I gotta get my butt to town this week too. I gotta go into town and take care of business. Actual business. I don't have to put a suit on or nothing, but actual business.
Oh, I know. I tried to call the other day and then I don't even know. Like, I wanted to make sure I had the right number because I hate going through where you
I gotta
call.
change my bank too.
Hey, I gotta, call this number. I'm gonna switch to this person. No, just get the right number from the get go.
All right. Oh, so yeah. I was up late, and then I threw a movie in. I started watching a movie, and I didn't make it very far at all.
And you must have woke up to turn the TV off then.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because it was pitch black when I got up at 4 or whatever to go to the bathroom the first time, and I was like, I was using my phone but turning it sideways so I could see, so I didn't trip over anything and scare the hell out of everybody. Especially since those guys were being
the
good.
system on, but I turned the TV off. I just let the PlayStation run. It was probably still trying to play it, you know. It probably played the whole movie and went to screen because it's been years since I've had to watch shit through my PlayStation. Kind of weird.
Honestly, the first time I ever got a PlayStation, was it? Yeah, it was a PS3? No.
Well, I did find my PS1.
Maybe the one I got years ago was I can't remember if it was that or an Xbox, but it was one of those.
iBox.
And I remember I didn't know about all that. My son told me that you could play the DVDs in it, and so I didn't play video games, but that's what I used it for.
I played music.
Even though I had a DVD player type thing, I was like, oh, I kind of liked that. It was just easier.
That was when I started finding out that CDs actually have pictures on them sometimes and shit. When you put them in a DVD player, they show pictures of the band or their artwork, whatever that they want on there.
I really need to wake up. I never have been a person anybody ever had to wake up. I was always the one doing the waking up.
Well, maybe years ago. When I was able to still sleep for eight or longer. No, I can't even sleep that long anymore. 4 or 6 hours at a time.
Same damn bee keeps coming back. Yesterday it was flying all around me. And the dog, I noticed the dog, there's definitely a beehive somewhere.
Yes, I think it's up in the roof. I was watching them go all the way to the
fuck
top.
up there, man.
All the way to the top. And
Hurry up, Corey, let's close that top part in so I can't get out. They'll die up in there. Oh,
I don't know. Step them back next spring. Wake up with a vengeance saying, bitch locked us in.
Yeah, because they keep going up around up in my roof line.
There's that soffit. It's laying, it's right there on this thing. I picked it up off the ground. It's just a piece of metal that slides in there. And then out front, there's like 3 or 4 of them that fallen down. They just need to be popped back up.
Okay.
It's not really a big deal. There's ladders on the front porch. I don't know if I could reach it even under the ladder, but I know we could get on the ladder.
Right. Yeah, because
I didn't plan on him doing any more work today.
When I was doing the peaks of our ceiling, which is the only tall spot in the whole house, right? I had to be on the top of a 3-step ladder type thing. Boy, I was scared to death up there because you're reaching above your head. I know a lot. I was like, man, I don't know.
Right.
I always just do shit like that, and I've been so lucky that none of my weird accidents have happened when I've been doing those things.
Right.
But I do know what it's like to fall off of it. Never step on a folding chair, because here's the problem. Unless you can balance your weight on both sides of that, remember, it's a folding chair. So when you stand on it and you shift your weight, what do you think it's going to do? It snaps like a turtle.
No, it's not going to fold, is it?
Yeah, and very quickly, right? No. And then you're launched in the air and crash on top of the card table.
And it's clamped on your foot.
And you kick the card table in the air with 3 drinks that you put on it, and you land on the shop back next to it.
Oh, nice.
That happened to me. Now this was already after I'd already had a back surgery.
I was gonna say 5 drinks.
And no drinks. I ruined the drinks. The drinks were dead. My friends were still sitting in their chairs,
You're going, what the hell just
covered
happened?
in booze.
What just happened?
And all of it was because I was trying to put this light bulb above our heads so we could fucking see. So
So what you get for
I
wanting
went to the
see.
doctor and they x-rayed my whole body. And she told me she was going to put me in some sort of a suit because she couldn't believe what she couldn't believe is that I
What, a
didn't
bubble
break
suit?
my back or my neck.
Bubble
She
wrap?
said if your back wasn't already fucked up, it probably would have broke someone else's back the way you landed. But mine's already fucked up. So it just like, but man, I was bruised. I had weird bruising all up and down my spine and the back of my head. But yeah, that was. I have to tell you, that was something. I look. Anytime I see a folding chair now, I stay away from it. Like I'm scared to death.
They rent a porta potty for the trailer.
Oh,
Probably better than having to go in.
I wouldn't go in there in the wintertime. Shit, yeah, stick
No,
to
I
the
think
seat.
they're only here for the summer, I think, because it's an RV pulled
Oh,
in
an
the yard
RV.
over
Okay.
there. Yeah. There's the little house, and then the RV is pulled up. You know.
Nice.
I know we're gonna need some more drink.
So yeah, we're all silly, y'all. We're just sitting here chilling. But
Yeah, I didn't plan on you guys working today, or really yesterday either.
I have way too many
You decided to stay.
messed up stories of potential death experiences that are
I've
just
almost
off
drowned
the
like
charts.
5 times, but I'm a pretty decent swimmer.
Only
but I
twice.
still almost drowned.
Once when I was 4 in swimming lessons before I realized that anytime, never panic, relax, and always flip over on your back because you'll float. So that was that. And
Almost
then
always.
in Hawaii, when I got hit by a 25-foot wave, I'm not lying, saw it coming, dove under the water, had just learned how to body surf. Thank God, I think it saved my life. And the fact that I was a really good swimmer by the time I was 11 years old, because I started at 4. And then, but if you're ever
It's mostly the ocean tries to take me out.
What it was is the beach was called Sandy Beach, and it was a straight.
You know how many sandy beaches there are?
But it dipped straight down. There was no gradual incline to it like a normal nice beach would be. It's a place you shouldn't be swimming. Maybe surfers, not a swimmer. Okay. And all I know is every time, no, I'm good. Every time it would you'd come in, you couldn't get out. You'd start to get out, but it sucked you back in because there was no gravity. I couldn't get up. They finally had to help pull me out on the 3rd time. But what was saving me was I would take a breath when I could, but then I just kept getting back into a body surfing position so I could get in further each time. But I did. I got under, but see, I didn't. It came so quick. By the time I went under, I needed to be deeper to not to get rolled. It rolled me really good.
Right.
That's when people drown because they panic. You can't take a breath. You got to hold your breath.
I was little.
You don't want to.
I was probably like 6 or so.
You don't want to choke while you're being rolled.
I remember my dad reaching down in the wave and just pulling me out of the waves. I was tumbling and turning. Oh,
it's
sucking in water.
But if I'd have panicked, I know I wouldn't have made it because you can't. You cannot swallow that water. You don't want to choke.
My life. My uncle Franco jumped in a pool one time. I'm putting my fingers up. 2, 3, 2, 1, and he leather shoes. I remember him taking his wallet out. That's about all he did. But he'd come in his Italian leather shoes, and his wife's like, "You take your shoes off each other." And he's like, "I'm just a girl, you know." But thank God for Uncle Franco. And another friend of my mom took me to a pool. They had to walk an indoor pool or in-ground pool with the stairs. You walk down. I'm supposed to stay up here on the little flat spot. You know, no, go down the stairs. What do you think I did?
Well, of course,
I took a couple stairs and thought, oh, I can make this stair. I can make the next one. Next thing you know, I'm under the water. I'm like, oh shit. I didn't know any way to swim then. My mom enrolled us in the Boys and Girls Club to get us learn how to swim because she never swam either. Right. So she didn't want me not knowing how to swim. Actually, there's been 3 incidents already. I think I better get her some swimming lessons, even if they are free. So yeah, we were Boys and Girls Club kids in New Jersey. So that's where I learned how to swim and ride dirt bike. And
have you ever saved anybody else from drowning?
No, but I did take life-saving courses. I've just never had to. Oh, one time, Pat and John, we were at the ocean. It's friends of ours. We were in Rehoboth Beach, and they're out in the ocean. 3 of our friends were out in the ocean. Me and Tom are sitting there. I'm standing there blocking the sun from Tom's face, and we're just goofing off, laughing and having fun. And the lifeguard comes up to me and Tom and says, "Those are your friends out there? Are they okay? Or are they serious?" Because they were yelling for help, and we're just goofing off, not paying attention.
Right.
And I said, "Oh, they're just goofing off, you know." And the lifeguard's like, "Okay." They ended up saving each other's lives out there because me and Tom were not paying attention, and they were actually in a riptide. And Pat said she saw all her grandchildren flash before her eyes. You know, like I'm gone, I'm out. You know, goodbye, my loves. You know. Yeah, and John grabbed her hand, and Jimmy, who was still on solid ground, John started, like you said, the sand slipping out from under his feet, and Jimmy grabbed John's hand, and they all came right back. It was the scariest thing I think all 3 of them ever been through.
Anybody swimming in the ocean, watch the documentaries on
we had
right, because there is a way that you can
just go with it until it lets you go.
Right.
Basically,
but
you
if
go
you
with it,
fight
go
things,
sideways.
any kind of fighting is going to take you out.
Especially in the
thing.
water.
Right.
Water will not let you go. It surrounds you.
You use your body
It surrounds you,
because
literally.
we're buoyant if you're in the right position. So when you
Water
find
can
people,
help or hurt you. Yeah, right.
Because think of those people that get lost in the ocean.
I know how to fill up. I can take my pants off in the water.
Yeah, and you
tie knots. And I can fill it up with air. This is what I mean. It's been 100 years.
No, it does work. Yeah.
But make a thing that goes around your neck. It's the most wild thing, and that's why a lot of times when I go camping or I'm out living in certain places, I will wear a belt all the time because you need that belt for different things. It's like a tool. You know, I have just because I have my Smith and Wesson True Feminine Protection hooked to it, don't mean it ain't a tool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There's probably always something that you can use in some survival situation.
True Feminine Protection. I had a sticker on my
that sounds like
a Smith and Wesson
commercial.
It is Smith and Wesson True Feminine Protection.
But
it's true feminine protection.
A whole different level.
Yeah, it's like sanitized for your protection. True feminine protection is a Smith and Wesson.
That's funny.
And I know y'all know what I mean. Taking care of call. Oh yeah, right on. So everybody's done watching your show. You might as well just
Bicci.
Listening to the 2 of us chit chat.
Everybody's
they're like
doing
these
whatever.
Bitches can chit chat. You ain't heard nothing. We've been mouths haven't shut the whole time we've been here. Yeah, Sherry can talk. I can talk.
We gotta wake Bigfoot up, or at least I do.
Yeah, they want to leave town. If you want to leave town in any,
I want him up like hours ago.
Oh yeah, no, he wasn't getting up at least till 10. I figured.
Well, he was up real early in the morning, and confused, and probably wasn't even awake. But
that might be when he went to bed.
No, it was when I was trying to get him up to make sure that because his alarm went off because he's usually at work at that time, so his alarm went off. Right. And then I was all confused, and I'm like, "Wait, you got to get up!" Oh, wait a minute. That was your phone, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. Oh, ow, that finger. That's where that.
There's so many.
Lit up my finger.
Ouch!
I had to take the skin off.
I hate things that hurt around on your nail bed. It's so sensitive.
What's Dad sending me? Dad sent me second one today. I hardly ever get a double.
Now.
My dad loves me. It's sweet. It's sweet.
Oh, the one trick I used to do. The one trick I used to do to get. Go ahead.
This picture has a picture of a cow with a truck and a pig with a vest and the hat on. It says Donkey Farms on it, and the truck has got donkeys. And he goes, "It's not for speeding." He's giving him it's a police officer giving him a ticket.
Oh boy.
It's not for speeding, it's for hauling ass.
That's a good one. Is Lucy still outside?
Yeah. She was.
A minute ago, I went in there.
Coffee,
they hadn't even finished eating yet.
I'm gonna go get some more coffee. Yeah, I didn't give her no breakfast yet. Realize what damn time it was. All right. Yeah, she's right there.
Oh, okay.
You want to let them out?
Yeah, here in a few minutes.
What you got on you? Look at this. Little inchworm.
Get it off.
I will. I'm getting him. Come here.
Bicci's saving me from something.
A little tiny. Oh, now he's already. Don't squish him. Don't squish him. Careful. He's very. Which way you going,
Was
buddy?
so tiny.
I know. As I said, don't squish him. Come on, grab on.
Well, that was strange. That was very tiny
That's how they
too.
do. Look at inchworm. Inch by inch. By well, he's really half inch.
That's kind of cool, actually. What the hell?
You've never seen it one like this?
Not that little, ever.
Oh well, he's probably just a baby.
Oh my god.
A tree worm.
That's wild, you guys.
Then it'll grow up.
Okay,
and be a
Becca.
bug later.
You're not alone
Love
anymore.
you guys.
I truly have just had a worm fall on my shoulder. Like, you know, that day when those worms were falling out of the tree on you?
That's well, it was a centimeter worm.
Well, that was interesting.
I had a green one on. It was like lime green the other day on my black shirt. That's really cool. And he was doing the same thing.
Well, I wanted to make sure that I got a live in the morning. I promised you guys that I would bring you guys to the fall. I know a few people were having to take care of some business. It is Monday morning, by the way, Tuesday for some. But yeah, I'm going to go wake up Bigfoot so we can start packing up and get ready to hit the road soon so we can get home at a decent hour. He's got to get back to work tomorrow and back to business. But yeah, appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me that popped in, and love y'all. And I'll go live later sometime, maybe on our way home. We're gonna try to stop and check out some areas of Lake Michigan. So yeah, I'll be back later. I love you guys. Have a happy day. Bye.